amiguis. Welcome to Listen Mija, the podcast where three Latinas at different stages of life share real stories, real laughs, and a whole lot of cultura. Whether you're here for chismes, sabiduría, or just a good chat, you've got a seat at the table. Let's get into it.
I'm Jen.
I'm Stella.
I'm Jenny V. We've got a fun one for you. Well, maybe not fun, but you know.
Creepy fun.
We should have kept
Cue the ghost music. So our last episode was, brujeria and spirituality. We found that there are some really cool parallels into other spaces. So we are actually going to talk about some of the cultural stories that have been passed down about ghosts and aliens and maybe some very commonly known conspiracy theories.
because that's just us.
Right. A look at the spooky, the spiritual, and the stuff our tias swear happened at our cousin's quince.
Always.
Jenny, do you want to start us talking a little bit about the idea of ghost stories and cultural inheritance?
I love that it's considered cultural inheritance, by the way. Between Latinx families, they stay telling ghost stories, first of all. But they're more than just spooky bedtime tales. They're often rooted in trauma, loss, colonial hauntings, and generational warnings. So we'll explore famous figures like La Llorona, El Cucuy, El Chupacabra,
Oh gosh.
or the spirits that, were in Catholic homes, like that abuelita's rocking chair. It's rocking, but no one's in it.
Oh no.
So we'll talk about why these stories stick with us, what they teach us or scare us away from. And you'll probably see some of the parallels to what we were talking in the previous episode with brujeria and religion, spirituality, etc. And the Tia approved spiritual cleanses to kind of protect you from what we don't want welcomed into our homes or our spirits, our lives.
Yes, like eggs, sage, prayer, loud clapping, noise, mopping, and sweeping things out the door. That's what we did in my casita.
Yes. Same. I learned so much seasonal cleanses of the house. How you clean from the back to the front.
Yep.
You dump out the water in the front door.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, girl.
Keep your windows
no. What
open.
Keep your windows open when you sage.
Mhm.
Okay, I totally messed up in all of these, by the way.
And you have to mop with vinegar.
No fabuloso?
You could do it
You can
again
mix.
after.
I like to mix, though.
I mix it too sometimes if I really have a very long day. But I'll probably add some Florida water to it too.
Agua Florida.
Okay, wait. What?
Staple.
No.
So most people consider it like a spiritual cologne. So like my abuelas would use that to before they did any kind of quote unquote work, whether it's spiritual work, casting, protection work. You use it to kind of cleanse the body, and it smells good, so that's why they call it a spiritual cologne. But it's a lot of it is cleansing, releasing, protection work.
Oh,
And
nice.
it's kind of almost like a quick go-to.
Mhm.
Like if you need something fast.
And there's all kinds of different varieties, but Florida water is or agua florida is a very common one. There's other ones too.
Because I'm like, what is that? I saw it before, and I'm like, that's not moon water. That's not sun water. What is that?
It's the same kind of concept.
Right, it is
You're
the same
just making
concept.
your
Yeah.
own.
Yeah.
You do moon water and sun water.
And but I do think there are almost different principles to each.
Mm-hmm.
Like each has a different purpose. The moon water has one purpose. Florida water has another purpose, etc. Sun water has another one. And we'll get into that too. But either way, getting into the ghost stories.
Ooh.
More than just scary.
Yes, can't wait to get started.
We all grew up with them. The whisper of La Llorona near a river. El Cucuy. The threat when you misbehaved. The chill of a rocking chair creaking with no one in it at abuelita's house. But here's the truth we've started to reclaim. These aren't just bedtime stories, they're cultural memory. They're warnings. They're echoes of trauma. Our families didn't have therapists. This is how we also break generational trauma. They had storytelling, prayer candles, and intuition. Ghost stories were how we passed down what couldn't be spoken outright. So things like colonial violence, loss, grief, abuse, displacement, and the power of resilience. That's how our elders survived.
Oh yeah.
We should start with the first one, La Llorona.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, she is the mother of all hauntings, right?
Watch any of the movies in modern day culture. Make sure you tap into and look at the historical relevance as well, because movies just like to sell us movies and entertainment, but there's some really interesting cultural relevance behind it, and that's what we're going to talk about.
Absolutely. So the first one is La Llorona, the mother of all hauntings. She isn't just a ghost story. She's an emotional archetype, a cultural mirror. So we all heard this, right? We kind of heard like a variation of it. So woman drowns her children in the moment of despair or rage, often after betrayal by a man. He leaves her for another woman and she has her kids. So she drowns them. Now she regrets it and wanders rivers forever weeping. First of all, I want to go back in time and tell her, what the hell are you drowning a kid for a man? No, you drown the man. You don't drown the kids.
So the variation I heard of this story was that it was a colonial soldier.
That actually killed the kid. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we heard all different types.
Yeah.
Yes.
So she didn't necessarily kill her children. It was the colonial soldier that killed her children because she was indigenous, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Spanish, obviously of some sort of class, upper class system, whatever.
And he wanted her, so he killed the kids.
He probably raped her, is probably really what it was.
Oh.
That was.
And then she birthed his children, and then
he didn't want the
he
kids.
didn't want the children, so he killed the children.
I heard the other type. I heard that she killed them.
Mm-hmm.
And
I have heard that one too.
Yes, so like there's two different types. My thing is, why didn't you kill the soldier, the man, in both ones?
Well, I
Problem
think.
solved.
Well,
I think
I know.
part of that though is the misogyny.
right.
Yeah.
Of course, we're gonna blame the brown woman
Right.
for this terrible thing instead of the Spanish European man.
It's the threat of
Yeah.
submission too.
Oh gosh.
You know what I mean?
So the deeper meaning, like you guys are saying, post-colonial pain, right?
Mm.
The indigenous woman harmed by a Spanish colonizer. Warning about motherhood, silence and repression there. Reflection
I mean, yeah,
generational drama, right? Like we're afraid of her, but we're also taught to understand grief and guilt through her story. She's mourning something bigger.
right.
So I think this makes more sense if she killed them herself than the guy.
Yeah.
Right? Because then I would be haunting his ass and his generation if they killed my kids.
But you also look at it too when a lot of these stories stem from, there's a version of this in Puerto Rico too. And a lot of it, right, it stems
Same
around
name?
water. Well, they call her it's like the white lady.
Oh,
So the woman is
La mujer en blanco?
yeah, her.
Yes.
So when we look at it too, it's also like a warning, right? So in Mexico, it's like a lot of this is often by a Rio Grande, right? So
Yes, the big river.
trying to scare kids to stay away from those places where people could take them, where they could be trafficked. Also to protect them from, other cultures, right? Especially if you're in America, to keep them away from harm, right? So it's like, don't stay out after dark or La Llorona is gonna get you.
Mm-hmm.
So we did that often as well in the city, right? And we learned it from the Puerto Rican version, but I also know the Mexican version because I'm Mexican too, and I had Mexican friends, and I was like, oh, we have that too, but
Yeah.
it's called, it's something different. But I think a lot of it was to like keep your kids out of harm's way, especially if you're a part of a marginalized community. And we shared this story even though we didn't live by a river. We lived in the city. We're urban kids,
Yeah.
but they do it too in Puerto Rico. And it's a lot of it is like, don't be outside after dark or bad things will happen or La Llorona is going to get you.
And we actually have a Reddit story to tell later on about La Llorona if somebody actually faced her. So it's kind of scary. And you want to hear something crazy about this? Even across the pond, the British have a version of La Llorona. It's called the Woman in Black.
Oh,
See?
interesting.
So everyone has a version of this.
Okay, so there's a show on Netflix, and they do talk about the history of La Llorona too, and how it stems from this tiny island in Xochimilco, like the river where all those really gorgeous
Yeah.
boats are. And it's funny because I have ridden the boats in Xochimilco. I don't remember this island at all. And maybe I was traumatized so much that I don't even remember seeing it. but it's basically an island of dolls, like baby
Yes.
dolls. Like it's just their heads, but it's almost like a shrine or some sort of something to kind of keep La Llorona out,
Yes.
right? Something like
Gets
that.
confused by the fact that there are all these children, but they're actually dolls.
Right.
Oh, what is it? I'm looking it up right now. Baby Doll Island, Netflix. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I remember seeing that, and you can actually
Yeah.
visit it. Like that was one of the tourist spots when
Right.
I went to Playa del Carmen.
Okay. Ghost Adventures. It has an episode dedicated to investigating the island. It's the Island of the Dolls. Yup. I remember.
It's super creepy.
Wow.
But I think I remember seeing it though in the Unexplained show I've been watching
I love
religiously
that one too.
lately. It's kind of been.
It's so good.
It's so good.
I love
Especially
that
because you got, good old Billy Shatner kind of
Yeah.
dramatic.
Oh gosh.
show. Me and my younger daughter watch it all the time because she likes the conspiracy stuff with me.
Yeah.
My oldest thinks I'm cringe with that, but it's okay.
It's fun. It's fun.
Talk to Jenny and Stella about it.
Oh god.
That's why we have this episode, so we can talk about this.
We
shit.
can all talk about it, and feel free to join in. Like, write messages, send messages to us. You can DM us. We'd love to hear from you as well.
Yeah, listenmijapod.com. You can connect, or at listenmija_podcast on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Yes. But you can find all of our social media and stuff on the website, listenmijapod.com.
Yeah, for real.
So feel free to send us a message.
But there's always like TikTok videos of like people apparently encountering La Llorona.
Yeah.
Always, and usually it's a woman just dressed up and like crying. It's probably me in the middle of
Honestly,
the night.
I never
drunk.
know anymore. I mean, I can tell what AI is right. Like, I have a better eye now for AI these days, since AI is being such a forward-facing terrible thing now.
It is so funny.
It's
Oh my
hilarious. Like, it's
gosh.
almost comical how bad AI can be.
It's like you can tell like the person isn't really squinting. They're like
Right.
they're not blinking. This is AI.
I don't know though, because I feel like even in places like in America, and like I brought this up like last episode, the Appalachian Mountains, like that same, like if you
That's
hear
scary.
something, no, you didn't.
No, you didn't, right?
That's the same kind of concept. I feel like with like a Llorona, it's like, oh, you hear it first before you see or feel
Yeah.
anything.
And I've learned so much from that side of TikTok of people who live in Appalachia.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to go there.
Of like
ever
how
again. It's
how
not
to
safe.
like just how to conduct yourself in
Yes.
these areas.
Yep.
You don't whistle.
Mimics, all that stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna be kidnapped and murdered. You guys know that. Right? If we all
Yeah.
go on a trip up there, I'm gonna disappear.
Me and Jenny got you.
Right.
We're ready.
Like
Yeah.
if you hear someone, like you don't
You don't-
respond
I
right
would
away.
say talking to them. Be
Like
"How
if
you
you hear
doing?"
yourself, because like mimics like to mimic your voice, and you responding to them is also kind of like inviting that in.
I would be like, "Here's some time. Come join me."
Oh my god, this is how we lose Stella.
Yeah, they're like, "I have shine." I'm like, "Bye, guys."
Stella's the one
God,
in the
Stella.
horror movie running upstairs instead of out the door.
I'm running towards the killer because I'm like, "Ooh,
She's okay, so
you have some cool weapons. Ooh, is that booze?"
she's the slutty one with the boobs out, right? Thinking that she's about to score something hot, right? Whether it's drugs, sex, or alcohol, and then
Or a donut.
that's how she dies.
Not out. Okay, my boobs are not out, but I will go towards them if I think they have alcohol.
That's how we lose Stella. She's the
Bye.
first to go.
But I am also a Gemini, so
Oh, true. Yeah,
we usually end up being
she
the
could
bad
surprise
guys
us at the end.
and kill
True.
the person because they didn't have alcohol,
Yeah.
and then I get mad
That survives.
because they didn't give me alcohol. They're dead.
Right, exactly.
So talking about scary, what about a cucuy?
So in my house we called it a cuco.
A cuckoo, like
El
cuckoo?
El
cuco.
Coco.
Yeah. So some say
We
el
had
cuco.
both. I had it both in my house. I don't know why.
Cucuy.
So we got told this story to the fear enforcer, so who is a cuco, a shapeless monster who hides in the dark under the bed or the closet. If you act up, te va a llevar. It's gonna get you.
Mhm.
That's I remember, so that I would go to sleep and not misbehave. El cuco is gonna come get you if you get out of bed. And I find myself as an adult now with a little toddler every so often wanting to be like, no, you need to go to sleep. The cuco's gonna get you. But I was like, no, that's traumatizing.
Yeah, no, it is traumatizing.
So yeah,
Yeah, for me it was because I remember like El Cucuy in my house lived in our basement. And if we stayed in the basement for too long, because we would fuck around in the basement so much. We had video games down there, we had records, we had CDs, like
Yep.
cable down there, like we hung out in the basement. So my dad would be like, El Cucuy's down there. So I would turn off the lights and run my ass upstairs.
Yep.
Like, just book it.
Yep.
So that way Cucuy wouldn't get me because I stayed up way too late in the basement.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, that's so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it cool? Because
I don't know.
now I hate basements.
For me, it was different. Like I kind of like was excited about the Cucuy. I'm like, ooh, a new friend. Let's cause trouble together. And I never could find him.
Oh my
And
God.
like, don't do that, Cucuy. And I would stay up. I'll be like, no, I want to see this friend.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
Well, a lot of it was what control and discipline, right? Especially in immigrant households.
Yes.
We're trying to protect kids from outside dangers, similar
Right.
to like La Llorona. You don't want to be outside. La Cuco is you don't want to stay up late. You don't want to misbehave, not listen to your parents because El Cuco is gonna come get you. El Cucuy is
Right.
gonna come get you. Um, for many of us millennials, as I said earlier, and Jenny did too. It was anxiety with a face, or to me, it was a big black gooey like looking monster.
Mine
Yeah.
is called our president, Donald Trump. That's the Cucuy.
It was just a shadowy figure. It
Don't
was
insult the Cucuy that way.
Okay. I'm sorry,
Girl.
Cucuy. Please do not be mad at me.
that's like the modern day cuckoo.
I'm telling you, that's what it is now. Because look, especially in immigrant households, like
Yeah.
the fear that they have leaving the house. Now we have a new Cucuy.
Yeah.
Except this guy does not deserve to be in the same title as Cucuy. Cucuy is cool.
Yeah.
But we're giving him too much power with that, I feel. Let me just. He's a man wearing a fucking diaper.
And a head and
He shits himself.
and a hairpiece.
And a terrible spray tan.
I mean, the reason
That's the guy we're scared of?
well, the reason he's like trying to control us so much and trying to like, do that is because his own immigrant wife won't do him. Like
Mhm.
that's what he's doing. He's leashing out because his own immigrant wife isn't giving him something.
I don't even think it's the man itself. I literally think it's the idea behind the power that he and his cronies are attempting to overtake is what
But I think
terrifies
that's
me.
what's empowering him is essentially the fact that people are elevating him so much.
Yeah.
That's what's he's
Seriously, they all
thriving
just
off
need to get
of.
laid and f off.
So
But he's got bigger tits than me and he's wearing a diaper, so I'm like not I can take him.
Oh gosh.
but basically, a cuco in my case was a stand-in for danger for our
Mhm.
parents that they didn't have the words to kind of explain or the space to kind of hold. So they gave it fangs and made it a shadowy figure, and it basically told us not to wander.
Honestly, like I have like so many versions of El Cucuy that has made appearances, quote unquote, to my cousins, my cousins' cousins. You know what I mean? Like
Your
my
tias, your
grand
tías.
aunts.
Yeah.
All the above.
You know, like I always hear crazy versions of El Cucuy make an appearance or something. Or
Yeah.
I don't know what if it was a vision or if they were high. I have no idea. But it's always like that's the El Cucuy.
Yeah.
So they would actually put faces to this thing that would draw fear out of us.
Yeah, or it's like
So
the
ridiculous.
myths, the mythology too. Like we were talking about duendes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duendes was a big thing too, and I always like associated that kind of like spirit, kind of like like gnome, troll, fairy kind of thing with El Cucuy because it's like that was the kind of stuff that they would tell you, like don't wander too far, don't be
Yeah.
out after dark, don't do this. And like I said, like it all kind of intertwines too with other cultures, like what we see with like the Appalachian stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's you heard it, no you didn't. Go inside.
And now we have the El Chupacabra, who personally is one of my favorites. I personally think is a new breed of dog. It's like a breed of dog, an old dog.
for Stella.
Yeah, and you
Alien.
me that I'm gonna catch and become besties with. Because, like, again, I have no fear of these things. What I fear is more man, modern man.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what
This
I
is like
fear.
man versus the bear thing.
Yeah.
Bear anytime.
Bear.
Throw me in the bear.
All
Throw me in
day.
the bear. All bear.
I
Bear.
could take on El Chupacabra.
I will take El Chupacabra over.
No, you're not. You win him over with love. Chupacabra's misunderstood. He literally is misunderstood. He's an old world monster in this technology filled world.
Or could he be
And
the
he's-
poor like result of the government experimentations?
It could be, but poor thing needs love. I'm a strong believer that all these monsters are misunderstood. We see them, we hug them,
Yeah.
and we give them love, and I guarantee they won't be monsters. On the other hand, man, that's a monster.
Well, it's interesting too because El Chupacabra, like that, intersects in a lot of different places.
Yeah.
Right.
Get it in Mexico. We have it in Puerto Rico.
Everywhere,
Right?
I
It's
think.
all
Yeah.
over, and it's like different versions of the same kind of concept. So I think when I hear stuff like that, I always feel like maybe there is some sort of like semblance of truth in that
Exactly.
because it's so far reaching.
It's
Right.
like that with all the cultures, like with dragons and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had something like that.
Mhm.
Yes, we all intersect.
Like a Yeti and a Bigfoot,
Mm-hmm.
or
I still want to find them.
fairies or fae.
Okay, don't want to find those.
Don't want to find those. The gnomes, or the like you said, the duendes.
All of those.
They're like the trickster,
Mhm.
spirits.
Yeah, no, forget those. But like Yeti and Bigfoot, they look pretty cool.
Well, I don't know.
If, I mean, what? I mean, if they're friend shaped, why not friend?
Like, if friend shaped, why
They're friend shaped.
why not friend?
Yeah, I'm gonna hug them. Again, I die again.
This is exactly how we lose Stella. But hopefully you reach out back to us through the portal and just tell us like, hey, it's cool over here.
We're good.
Join.
I'll be like,
us.
we're going. Let's go.
Or is it human before evolution, quote unquote, and it's just another ancestor?
Exactly.
That's like what they say about the mermaids.
Yes, mermaids. I did
Sirens.
Sirens, I actually think are evil, but towards men, not women.
Have you guys seen that TikTok that went viral of the fishermen on the boat? Like the
Yeah, he
industrial
could
boat, and
hear.
it.
It's like, what the fuck is that? Like, I don't know. Like, just in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know. I could see, because my family has musical ability, and I can see how music can be very hypnotizing.
Oh,
and
definitely.
singers like channeling and descending from sirens or mermaids. I can see that.
Yeah.
Definitely. I think that's just super cool. And again, it's in many cultures
Right.
that drew the sirens, that
Mhm.
talked about sirens. But a lot of people, a lot of scientists are saying that what are those cute fishy things?
Dolphins.
No, not dolphins. The fat cute ones, friend shape.
Whale.
No, the
A
ones
whale shark?
No, the ones that are like floating around in Florida that you're not supposed to touch.
Oh, the manatees.
Yes, they're saying that.
Those are mermaids?
Yes, those are mermaids, and they're okay. That they're down there is very similar to female down there's.
Well, if you think about dolphins, like I could see, like, could it have like branched out into the dolphin version and the
True,
manatee
I guess.
version?
But they're saying that they were a lot of soldiers, sailors were inspired by manatees as the female thing, and their parts down there, hinting.
They
at
look like real thingies.
Yeah, that they hinted
Why am I saying thingies? They look like vaginas.
vagina.
Let's not be scared of vaginas, y'all.
No, that they're saying that maybe that happened back then. Sailors were doing stuff.
Sailors were.
Animals.
Oh,
I was
Jesus.
reading something about that. I had to put
I
it
hate
down because I got
everything.
angry and I wanted to go back in time and beat them
But
up.
that's
Seeing the
okay.
manatees.
So that's what they said about, the colonizers that took down the Tainos. They were
Yeah.
actually, the reason STDs spread was because they were having sex with animals.
Ay, pinche.
I mean, honestly, think about it.
So, but that's, of course, right? They were
They're nasty.
carrying disease and they didn't shower.
And they gave it to these beautiful people that came and took over and wiped them out. That they didn't have these diseases before, by the way.
I know, and they were so clean. Like,
And
and that's
clean.
Yes.
they were using things from the earth to keep themselves clean, and then these like dirty ass
Europeans.
Europeans
And with the
Beautiful. Like if you think about it, Puerto Rico means like rich port. Like we were like the island, kind of like, what is it? There's like I don't know if it's in Latin America or in Mexico, the city of gold.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the city of
Teotihuacan?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, and it's like that similar concept in on the island, and it's like these beautiful women, these like our culture,
Right.
like we're very like
clean and
clean and healthy.
and they fed themselves. They never had starvations like other cultures
Right.
did.
No.
Like the Aztec, super clean. They had channels of water where they
Yes.
farmed that they still use today.
The Mayans as well, very advanced.
Very advanced. And they
smart.
came and passed all these diseases that none of these cultures had beforehand.
Right.
Yeah.
That's essentially what killed them.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Was disease. Anyway.
Okay, back to hauntings.
Oh man, sorry, I keep dying.
Don't die. If you do, come back and tell us how it is.
Yeah. Okay, haunted Catholic homes. Spirits don't stay silent. This
No.
is good and bad things, right? But like this is depending on the stories that you hear. So we all have that tia whose hallway is always cold.
Or she's cold.
Or that abuelita's room where the rosary beads moved without anyone touching them. What's happening here? Many, many, many Latinx homes blend Catholicism and indigenous spirituality, Afro-Caribbean influence. So spirits aren't bad; they're just part of life. So seeing or hearing spirits is normal, a sign of visitation, a warning, or a blessing. So examples we heard growing up: rocking chairs moving, grandpa checking in, the smell of tobacco or perfume with no one around, the ancestors are near.
Yeah.
Sudden cold in a warm room, someone wants your attention. So these stories taught us to honor what we can't see. Because we carry generations inside of us, these spirits remind us we're not alone, even in grief or struggle. And honestly, that's kind of sweet, you know?
It is.
There's a little scariness to it because you're just like, what the hell was that?
Yeah, because it's the unknown, the fear of the unknown.
Or even like the thing that you see in your peripheral vision, like, did I just...
The shadow people.
We all get that, don't we? Like, we all see something and we kind of ignore it, and we train our mind that didn't exist. We didn't see that.
I don't know if all of us see it, though. I think those of us who have gifts or are connected do, but then there are people who are just completely oblivious.
I know, but isn't being oblivious a gift?
Could be.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do constantly see a lot of things in my peripherals.
There's always something there, and that's the scary part.
Yeah, so why do these stories stay with us? Other than because they instill the fear of God in us.
Right?
Yes.
Because they're layered. Their entertainment, yes, but also education, right? Especially within immigrant communities where we aren't from this land, and our community needs to keep us safe. So we use these stories from our homelands to ensure that safety, especially for kids. They're cautionary tales, as well as coping mechanisms. And they essentially reflect what we couldn't name out loud. So mental health, abuse, colonialism, migration, loneliness, all these things that kind of like layer into these stories that we're told growing up.
Yeah.
So as millennial Latinas, many of us are reclaiming these stories, not just to be scared, but also to understand where our parents, our ancestors are from in terms of connecting with those ideas, and also to ask what were our ancestors really trying to say to us.
They're trying to say bear.
Yeah.
Or in Stella's case, she's just trying to make friends.
Come on, a chupacabra is probably a cute hairless dog.
If friendship, why not?
Why not friend?
Why not friend? They're friendship. I mean, everyone needs love, so do ghosts and weird monster-looking things.
I think too, though, like our ghost stories are more than just scary. Yes, it scared us, but it like connected, right? And it's also these emotional time capsules, because I think about like when I think of El Chupacabra, when I think of La Llorona, I think of playing ghosts in the graveyard in the 90s in the city, out after dark, and our parents yelling at us, telling us, "Now it's time to come in. You know, La Llorona to get you."
And you're like, okay, that's fine.
Yes.
Hi.
They hold grief, survival, ancestral truth, whether it's La Llorona or Cuco or ghost in your abuela's living room. All of this stuff connects us. All of this stuff connects us to our past, and it also protected us in ways that Western psychology really still hasn't caught up to.
Agree. And what's funny is like it also gives you opportunities to reconnect with your family too. Like it just gives you good stories to tell.
Yes.
And laugh about it, because laughter is medicine. So this is part of us breaking the generational cycles too, with laughing about these scary stories of La Llorona.
Yeah, it doesn't have to always be traumatic.
No, it doesn't. And it's like a way to like just, it's a tradition too. You bring it down to your children, their children, and it doesn't, like you guys said, it doesn't have to be scary.
No.
But yeah, not all ghosts are supposed to scare us, right, guys? Some are there to protect us. Like dreams, visitations from loved ones, seeing them before they pass or seeing them after they pass.
Oh yeah.
Feeling them.
I know Jen has some good stories about that with dreams.
Share, please.
Yeah.
Tell us.
So, ancestor dreams. My partner's dad passed away. Gosh, just like 5, 6 years ago now. It's been a while. And I hadn't had my little guy yet. And when I was pregnant with my toddler, right before I gave birth, like maybe a month or two before I had him, my partner's dad came to me in a dream. It was so trippy. I woke up, like, I remembered it vividly. I woke him up. I was like, oh my God, babe, wake up. I gotta tell you something. He's like, what's wrong with you? Like, I had a dream about your dad. In my dream, I was in labor. I was at the hospital. My partner's mom was there. She's alive. But his dad was there as well. And by that time, his dad had already passed away. And he's like smiling at me and telling me how excited he was to meet the baby. And he would put his hand on my stomach.
Oh,
He's like, I can't wait to see him again. And I woke up and I was like, holy crap.
That's so cool.
Your dad came to me in a dream. And I told him, he got goosebumps. He's like, oh man, that's crazy. I was like, so now that the baby's older, we're always telling him about grandpa. And he's always like, why did grandpa die? I remember grandpa.
Aww.
Remembers grandpa, you haven't met him. But I'm like, yes, you did meet him. You met him in the dream, in the spirit world. So that's like one of the more recent ones. But my abuelita, when she passed away, right after she died, we were at her house cleaning it and getting everything prepared. And my grandma would joke like, oh, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna haunt you guys. I'm gonna pull on your toes. I'm gonna do crazy things. She's just a funny lady. And we were cleaning her house like literally the day after she passed away, getting everything packed and ready to move out. And we were talking about her like good times and like sharing stories. It was my mom, my tia, and my cousins. And I'm the oldest cousin, and we're all sitting there. And then there's just only one hallway in her house, and there was a light in that hallway, and it was turned off while we're talking. And then all of a sudden, we like heard something, and we all look, and we heard like a switch, and we turned around, and the light switch to that hallway flipped up, and it turned on the light. I freaked the fuck out. I was like, oh my God, abuela is here, mommy. And I run out the house. I was like 15, so I was still a chicken shit back then. I didn't understand it.
oh.
But I ran out the house. I'm like, grandma's here. I was like ventilating, and my mom's like, it's okay. Before she ran out to get me, I guess she went to go turn the light, like to turn it off, and it switched off by itself. And my mom's just like, oh shit, my mom is here. And then she went outside to give me, she's like, "Hold on, it's okay. Remember, grandma used to joke she's gonna come back and visit us and haunt us." And I 100% believe that. Like, I would, even to this day, I have her on my altar, and I'm like, I feel her energy, especially when I'm going through hard times.
Yeah.
Or my mom, when she was going through really stressful times, all of her doors to her cabinets would open.
Wow.
And it was, I feel like I would tell her, I was like, that's grandma. Like, especially because at that time she was in a really bad relationship. I'm like, that's abuela. Like,
Yeah.
telling you, trying to get your attention. You need to fucking change things and you'll be better off. And
Mm-hmm.
she did. And now she's in a good place. But she's like, yeah, grandma hasn't opened the cabinets in a while.
Oh my
Aw,
That's incredible.
Miss Grandma.
Yes, I miss her a lot. But like all of this ties back to the brujeria that we were talking about in last
Right.
episode, right? Spiritual openness really is often mistaken for something sinister when it could just be a connection that we're trying to make or that our ancestors are trying to make. So in places like Puerto Rico and Mexico, spirituality is not something separated from daily life. It's woven into our culture, the land, the language, and the legacy that we have within our families. And for many of us who raised in Latinx cultures, the spirituality exists in a lot of dualities, whether that's like the colonial Catholicism that was pushed onto our cultures, like rosarios, velas, mass on Sundays, as well as combined with our ancestral belief systems, whether it's brujeria, espiritismo, curanderas, Dia de Muertos. So these two worlds often kind of coexist together. And in that overlap, ghosts are not only real, they're respected, they're venerated, and they represent unfinished stories, generational trauma, cultural memory, and even resistance. In my personal opinion, I also see them as a way of healing too.
Mhm.
Yeah, Absolutely. I know I was talking about putting up an ofrenda every year for Dia de Muertos because I am good with just my ancestors visiting me once a year. um, but there's a lot of love and care that goes into putting up that ofrenda. And it's kind of been like a newer ritual for us, right? And it's just gotten more elaborate and more important, more significant, like as we go through it every year, especially as we've lost pets, we've lost some babies, we've lost elders in the family, we even lost some, like, more of our younger generational family. So it's been like more important to do that every year. And every time I put up the ofrenda, something crazy happens. It really only started once, like after my little one was born. So, my partner and I are all living together. It's me and our 2 daughters. And like now that there's more love and care going into the ofrenda, I feel like there's just more time and attention being put to it. So it's like the ancestors are now trying to get our attention. So the biggest thing that my dad used to love to do was in the basement, we had a huge sound system. It had records, we had vinyls, we had CDs, it had a radio, but it had 2 giant ass booming speakers. He loved to put that on blast a lot, whether he was working in the office, which was also in the basement, or if he was, doing something upstairs that was like putting laundry away, something, like it was his thing. He loved to put the music up really loud. My mom did too, but my dad definitely took most advantage of it. Anyway, so that sound system has been kind of passed on to one of my nephews. But that's not the point of the story. I just like to say that that's still in our family, by the way.
I love that.
But when I put up the ofrenda for the first time in our first home as a quad, as 4 of us, it was like the literal second. The second I put up my dad's photo, my partner has this speaker system right here that's right behind us, turned on full blast.
Full blast.
Full blast. We have no idea how. It was not plugged in. That was the thing.
What?
Like, we probably could have gotten away with it if it was plugged in. It was not plugged in. I thought I took pictures of it. I did not, but it was not plugged in at all. The thing was on full blast. We were all looking at our Bluetooth. Like, did we connect accidentally? Like, what just happened? I'm like, check your phones. And we're like trying to turn it off. I'm like, what do I do? But it wasn't like anything specific music too. I can't even remember what it was. It was just loud as fuck. And I'm like, holy shit. And Danny's like, wait, are you serious? Like my partner was just kind of like looking around like, wait, seriously, nothing? It's not plugged in? He starts freaking out. He's like, take the ofrenda down right now. I'm like, no.
No, that's
That-
dad.
No, we are not taking this down. He's like, if that shit's gonna keep happening. It would really just happen that one time, but it was just, like the second I put up his photo, that's what happened. It was not plugged in, and I like keep trying to figure out how that happened.
That's incredible, though.
So I have zero explanation for that. I put up our ofrenda in this new house that we're in, so it's much bigger, much more elaborate, and it has a better home, so there's more space. I put up. So this one's a little bit more sad, honestly, because I was putting up photos of children in Gaza to invite them to the table. And I used children's books to kind of represent them. And I had little flags. I also had toys for them and candy. I laid out the toys and the candy first. And then as soon, like, it was almost like the same kind of thing. Like the second I put the storybooks up there and had them open, there's like the first part of the book is just like animated family photos. They're like illustrated family photos of Gazan children and families. The walls, the windows in that breezeway shook. Like it just vibrated so loudly. And I was honestly terrified because I thought a bomb had dropped. And that's the thing that kind of like really hurt, really stung, because like this is what they're dealing with, right? But I was trying to invite them to the table, to a more peaceful place. but it was almost like the reality of this is what they're living through, and the fact that I couldn't again still I was like looking around like, how did that just happen? I don't know what just happened. I didn't even light the candles either. Like I always feel like there's more significance in the ritual of like putting up the ofrenda, that maybe the candles will probably ignite something, so to speak, no pun. But it was like just the putting up of the photos, something as simple as that is what created some sort of reaction in the home. But still, it was sweet in the sense that it's like, I know that they were there.
Yeah.
But it was the terrifying moment of just the shaking that I couldn't stop, that I had no control over. But it was like the same thing with the music too. I had no control over that. Like, how do I do? But there's always something slightly interesting that happens with the ofrenda. Other things that are like small is just like when the water starts disappearing. You know, like, and sometimes I think it's just evaporating. So I never fully know if it's just nature, just the way that things are working, or if it's actually like.
But I mean, sometimes it just goes so fast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where you're just kind of
Or
like,
the
did that
bubbles,
just.
the bubbles too.
Mhm.
That always like throws me, because it's like the energy that is being input, and you can see it in the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or when you see the papel picado move.
Yes. And there's no wind in your
There's no
freaking
wind. I don't
little
even have the
area.
windows open.
Yeah.
So it's always kind of interesting to see. But like, it's almost like things that you don't put too much thought into it. But then after a while, you're like, wait a second. All that stuff was really just happening. But most of it is really just candles flickering like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So.
I believe it.
So many.
But it's a beautiful ritual.
It is. It is. And I feel like it connects us really, really well to that. Even like a place to, like you mentioned, you know, Gaza, and it's like you're connecting with like the spiritual power and nature and connection to this suffering that's happening on earth, right? And you're giving it a place to settle and to find some peace, and I think that's beautiful.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to add my own personal scary story. When I was 10, I was living right outside O'Hare Airport in a townhouse. It was this townhouse I grew up in, me and my parents. So when I was taking out the garbage, it was, I would say, like 9:30 p.m. It was during the work, you know, school week. So I walked outside, I was taking the garbage, and then I saw someone from across the parking lot. This is a whole townhouse subdivision. So there was like a parking lot in between like the rows of townhouse like sections. So it was a big parking lot, but right across I saw this old lady looking at me. It looked like the old lady, like bad guy of Snow White, you know, when she turned into an old lady with that poisonous apple for Snow White. She looked like that, but of course not exactly like that. She was older, she was a little hunchback, but she was staring right at me, like eating at my soul. I saw her and then I stopped. I dropped the garbage and I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. Her face, her mannerisms, who she was. This was not a human. This was something else. This was something evil. The way she looked at me, and then she put up her long little finger, her long pointer finger with her long nail, and she started beckoning me to come to her. I was paralyzed. I started moving to her. I dropped the garbage, started turning around, started going down the stairs to go across. But then something stopped me. I saw all these visions in my head. These visions were showing me what she was going to do to me. She was going to, I hate to say this, stab me. I was going to be cut apart. There's going to be pieces of me. I literally was going to be dismembered. I was going to be destroyed. I was going to be murdered by this thing who, I'm telling you, this was not human. The way she looked at me, she like paralyzed me, my body. All I remembered was my brain thinking, help, help, help. But this was something greater. It was like a demon in human form. It was not human. It didn't act like a human, didn't even blink. It was staring at me, had a power. I was scared. My brain was scared, but my body couldn't move. But then these visions, again, those visions I had of what she was going to do to me came in my head, and something in my head. It was like a woman, a man. It was multiple voices at once said, run, run. In that moment, I broke free from getting paralyzed and I ran up the stairs and I ran into the house. I didn't even go back and look at her. I just ran. I took my chance and I closed the door and I was frightened. I was scared. I started crying and my mom's like, "What's going on?" But I didn't know what to say. I'm like, "There's something out there. There's something out there." My mom didn't believe me. But I'm telling you to this day, that is the one thing I'm scared of is seeing that entity, that thing that was not human, that was not an old lady, that was a thing, a demon, something pretending to be human. That was not human. The way it moved, the way it had this power over you. Now, when I see like these children missing ads and people missing, I think maybe it's these things that are here. Maybe it's demons or something that are pretending to be humans that do this to people because they take power over you. I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. I was so damn lucky that these ghosts or voices or angels broke me from that spell because I was going towards her. They gave me these visions and then they said, run. And that's the only chance I had to break through. So every single day of my life, I am so grateful for whoever sent me these visions. And I'm sorry, I'm just emotional. Whoever sent me these visions and told me to run. Thank you. You guys are my angels. I don't know what you are, but you saved my life because this thing was real. It wasn't human. And I just wanted to share that with you. Be careful. Always be with someone at night because this was at my home and I encountered this. So stay safe and I love you all.
Whew. Okay.
I know that's heavy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, let's maybe touch on because you know you mentioned Dia de los Muertos, but like, can you maybe share a bit more about what it means for those who may be listening that maybe don't know the history behind it?
Um, so it's not about ghosts. The other muertos assumes the dead walk among us for a brief sacred window. That weekend, well, when the weekend that it begins, like we talk about the veil thinning,
Yeah.
it's usually around Halloween weekend anyway, or the week prior, week after. We feed them, we sing to them, we honor them. So it's not like a fear, it's just a familial love beyond death. And uh to talk about Disney for a second and the way that it kind of opened those doors to how beautiful it actually can be.
Yep.
Um the fact that, our families never really leave us, the
Yeah.
fact that our families are just a candlelight away, um, but how honoring them is important, regardless of the past that you might carry of them. So, like, I know I've talked about my relationship with my dad, but it's always like really important for me to still have my dad on there.
Yeah.
And he was very much he loved cultural traditions too of Mexico. I feel like he would definitely love this practice that we've kind of put into play, so that way, like, our kids know him. Um, so it's certainly nothing morose or melancholy. It's very much a celebration. It's colorful, it's vibrant, it's honoring your past loved ones. And I know in other regions of the diaspora, like they celebrate it very differently. There's also different names for it. And it's still just as gorgeous. You know what I mean? Some might look very different. I believe it, what is it, Venezuela, or is it one of the islands that they have all black paint? They actually dress as
Yeah.
like ashed up skeletons, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's really cool.
No, and it has a different name. I think is it Dia de los Santos, something like that?
Yeah, because there's also All Saints Day.
Yeah,
So
Right.
it's the day after.
Mm-hmm.
So it's interesting too, because like you see it even in the States, like in
Right.
New Orleans, right?
Yeah,
They celebrate
exactly.
All
New
Saints
Orleans.
Day. Yeah, it's a big thing too. So it's all very connected. I love that. It's beautiful. Yeah, I agree. Just
Hmm.
definitely about honoring. We make altars. We put candles, pictures of past loved ones. And like Jenny said, we put food as offerings. Some people even choose to set a place at their table
Oh yeah, for them to
for
come.
Yeah, and that's really cool.
And
But yeah,
it's just inviting them back. You miss them and you want them to be there with you.
Mhm.
yeah,
Just inviting them back home.
a really good way to reconnect too, and I feel like that's healing too in of itself.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah. I guess I'll see this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely changed the relationship I have with my dad now.
exactly. But there's a lot of other things, right? Like I've never heard of this. What is it
The
called?
shapeshifters, yeah.
Oh
This
gosh, no.
actually
We're not going to talk about skinwalkers.
no, not skinwalkers, but nahuales. This is something that I hear about too in Puerto Rico. I know we also have it in Mexico. So in some indigenous traditions and even indigenous outside of Latin America,
Oh,
but like
yeah. Like the
Native
Native
American,
American. Yeah.
they're the idea of shapes shifting beings. So
Like
often,
Twilight?
yeah.
Sorry, I'm thinking about those elves on Twilight. And
Bella,
I start getting excited. I love
Bella,
that
this
movie.
is the face of a killer.
I know, and he's sparkling. and
Where
I'm
you
like,
been,
really?
Loca?
Oh my God, I wanted that on my birthday cake.
Team,
I'm Team Jacob no matter what.
Is
Team
Team
Edward
Jacob?
Cullen.
What? Team
No.
Jacob.
I'm Team Jacob.
Jacob.
No.
You're Team Edward?
No,
How dare you?
I'm,
Oh
I
my God.
I love the
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 spark,
books and the films and
sparkling
all of it.
vampire, really?
You don't have to love the films, by the way. I loved the books better.
The books are better, but the films are such a they're so cringy that they're fantastic.
They're such a
Yes.
good, like, they're a reflection of the time that we were in.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Face of a killer, and he's running around sparkling everywhere.
Speaking
Come
of
on.
vampires, we didn't talk about vampires in this, but I think we should do it.
Right, because we did talk on New Orleans, and I kept wanting to bring it up, by
Yes.
the way.
Oh, the vampire story?
Yeah.
Yes.
But nahuales are basically just shape shifting spirit beings. They're often
Twilight.
people with animal spirits, and we see this a lot in South America, Latin America, Central America too, and we hear about it in Puerto Rico también. So they walk the line between the spirit world and ours. They're not exactly ghosts, but they're definitely supernatural.
Definitely. If you guys had that supernatural power, what animal would you be? What animal would you shapeshift into? Is my question.
I think I might be a cougar. No, that's Stella.
Shut up. No, you're a cougar. How about you, Jenny?
I want to be something that flies.
Really? Too chicken of heights. That's my problem. I'm no fun. I should
I
be.
don't know. I want to fly or swim. I don't know.
I'm
Oh,
just scared of a shark. This is what I think about. I'm like,
what
what
if you are a
Oh
shark?
my God.
I cannot imagine
You know what I hate?
being underwater.
I have a horrible fear of stingrays.
Oh,
They are
Oh.
ugly to me. The way that they float and flap.
and there's
They
And they
hover.
killed Steve Irwin.
Yeah, I mean that didn't help, by the way. That did not help
I mean, seriously.
in my already terrible fear of these things.
He had his head in a crocodile's mouth.
But did you know that they fucking fly out of water?
Wait, they fly?
There's some that fly out of water.
No, I'm good.
yes,
What
I've seen
planet
it.
do I live on where these monstrous things fly out of water?
Okay, stingray or shark?
Aliens?
Shark?
Shark.
I think octopus. They're aliens too.
Okay, octopuses are alien. They said their DNA is not from Earth. Like I remember reading that, and I was like,
That's so crazy.
"Ooh, I love them." And they just punch fish randomly. I'm like, "This is my spirit animal."
And then they change colors.
They totally were
Yes.
when they dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
And then they kill like the female octopus, like beats up male octopuses that they piss her off. I'm like, "Ooh, this is
Sounds
like
like
a
a
spirit
Black
animal."
Widow.
She's like a spirit animal for
Yeah.
us.
Oh
We
my
should all
God,
be
that's cool.
octopuses.
There we go. I also wanted to share some like I mentioned earlier, there's a lot of like crossover between cultures. So we're talking a lot about like Mexican cultural like iconography when it comes to like myths and things like that. But there's a lot of this that's very similar in Puerto Rico. So we often talk about how spirits speak through the wind in our on the island just because of where it is. Obviously we're an island, Caribbean Ocean, and there's like three key things that I thought was really interesting. So in like we were talking about like the Catholicism and the spirits, we have el espíritu en la casa. So lots of Puerto Rican
Oh,
homes
no,
have it.
that's in Mexico too.
Yeah, they have this thing called esa habitación. So we're basically, like we said earlier, someone feels a chill, they heard a step, they sense the presence, like someone's watching you. And we consider that a familial spirit, a relative, not necessarily like a demon or something negative. And you essentially want to light a candle, say a prayer, or even leave an offering when you feel this.
Really? Can I say something about this?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, I had a ghost encounter at my parents' old house. It's a very old house from like the late 1800s,
Mhm.
early 19.
Mm.
So I remember sleeping there. I woke up in the middle of the night. It was probably around 3 a.m. I saw a little girl at the end of my bed. She was wearing
No.
like a nightgown from literally like probably, I would say early 19th century,
Nope.
no, early like 1900s. She was wearing a
Mm.
nightgown. She had long blonde hair.
Did you get good vibes or bad vibes?
I got good vibes. I
Okay,
woke
then she's
up,
Okay.
like you
spirit.
can see her with like the moonlight, and I looked at her and I smiled. I'm like, oh, it's just you. And then I went back to bed.
Oh,
Later, I woke up like 15 minutes later. I woke up and I'm like, holy shit, what was that? So, like, subconsciously, I knew who she was. And
right.
I looked at her and I smiled. I'm like, oh, it's just you. She was sitting on the bed looking at me. A girl. She looked like she was probably about 12, 13. And I was probably like 17, 18.
Mm.
And I was like, oh, it's just you. I said that out loud. I went back to bed. Subconsciously, I knew who she was, and she was a spirit in that house.
Yeah.
And I would feel her all the time. And that's the one time I did see her.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I didn't know who she was, like awoke, like when I was awake. But apparently, subconsciously, I knew because I was
Right.
like, it's just you.
Yeah.
Who is she? Like, I still don't know who she was.
I believe that houses hold energy, right? So it could either be like a time glitch where they're stuck there, or it could be a portal too, right? Especially when people
Oof.
die somewhere.
Oh,
And back in the day, during that time, like you didn't go to
19th century,
hospital
yeah.
to die; you would die in your house.
and
So
that
makes
house.
sense.
Or they would bury you in the yard.
There was 2 gravestones in that yard. We had the gravestones in that backyard. And that house was sold. They had a chandelier. It was old, and the gravestones, and one of the gravestones was for a little girl.
Mm.
There you go.
So
Wow.
it was insane, but I knew who she was, and I was comfortable, and I was never scared of her. But that old house had so many scary stories. My sister, her fiance would tell you. They
Mm.
lived in a little guest house attached to the house,
Mhm.
and they would hear sounds all the time. They'll like
And you
feel
lived in that part too, right?
Yeah.
Like, did you have those experiences too?
I did, but like for me, it was more comfortable. Like I was comfortable.
Like
with
you
her.
were just used to it.
I was used to. I wasn't afraid of her. Like I felt comfortable with her.
Mm.
I had no fear. They were scared. With her and me, I don't know what connection we had, but
Yeah.
apparently I knew her in the middle of the night
Right.
waking up.
I guess that could be energetically, and you're still relatively young, but your mind was still
I-
open to it.
I was
Right.
cool with her.
Yeah.
Like me and her were homies.
Yeah.
I was like with my sister and her fiance, but with me and her, like I never was scared. Never in that house was I scared.
But just like
Yeah.
having ghosts in your home, offerings, especially if it's like a good connection.
Yes, and you're not scared. It's just like a person living there with you, except they should pay rent if they're living there with you. Just saying, it's
Just
expensive.
a little bit, please. That'd be so great.
Expensive, or at least help us find more money. Somehow.
Yeah.
Right? Is it buried somewhere?
Yes.
Is it stuck in this pipe, this vent?
Yeah.
Cool it down in the summer so I don't have to
Right?
use AC so
Oh
much.
my God, thank you. Just like do something if you're living with us, please. In these times, we're struggling.
Yes, but if you have negative entities, negative spirits, like you can definitely like cleanse, do those. When we have like some tips at the end of the at the end of this
Yeah.
episode, where you could do some cleansing too. Another connection to Mexico and Puerto Rico, La Mujer de Blanco, so like similar to La Llorona. In some towns in Puerto Rico, people swear that they've seen a white-clad woman walking near the cliffs or the roads by the ocean. She often appears before tragedy or storms, right? Puerto Rico is basically own La Llorona, but she's tied to coastal trauma and hurricanes because it's such a big part of the environment and the community within Puerto Rico.
Right.
And the last one I wanted to tie into is because we're talking about the Appalachian Mountains.
Oh God, those are scary.
We have El Yunque, which is, and the screaming forest. So El Yunque is the only tropical rainforest in North America. Some people say El Yunque is haunted by Taino spirits because during the time of war, when slaves were brought over, when the Spaniards were colonizing, if they didn't get enslaved or killed, they ran to the mountains and they ran to El Yunque to hide. And on certain nights, supposedly, you can hear cries or drums echoing from the forest, and others say that it's sacred, not necessarily haunted. Either way, the land speaks, you just have to listen. So, also bear in mind that Puerto Rico is within the realm of the Bermuda Triangle. So, it makes
Okay.
sense for some of the supernatural happenings to occur.
So I have wondered that too, because I think just being a kid in general and knowing where the Bermuda Triangle is apparently at,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, but isn't there an island that's close
Yeah, there's a few.
Mhm.
There's a thing.
So people just live around the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
There's also the Dragon Triangle, by the way,
Oh,
which is
where's that?
on in
right?
Asia,
Yeah.
which is like between the Philippines and something else and something else.
Philippines,
See, it's like
Japan.
isn't it Japan? And
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't even remember like the stories that they came out of there, but I just remember reading about it
Oh,
when I
wow.
was learning about the Bermuda Triangle.
So that screaming forest, would you guys camp there? I would totally camp there.
I
Of
want to
course
go
you
to
would, Stella.
Yunque. I want to go visit El Yunque. I keep
Go
having,
camping.
I have dreams about Puerto Rico a lot. Like in the last 3 years, I keep joking like the island's calling me home. But I
Aw,
have dreams about it all the time.
that's really
Yeah,
cool.
I'll listen to like on YouTube. They have like ASMR sounds from El Yunque, where
Hmm.
they just like left some recording for hours. Like,
Oh,
you could
really?
hear El Coqui, you could hear the birds, you
Oh,
could hear the water.
the
Yeah,
Koki has such a beautiful sound, and honestly,
well,
I
screw the people trying to
fuck
kill
those
them.
people trying to kill those Kokis.
Literally, there's bigger things in this world, and you're trying to
I
fight
learned about
a frog.
Kokis from Dora the Explorer, by the way,
Yes.
and I was like, this is what makes that sound. That is
Yeah.
so cool. I learned so much from fucking Dora. Oh my god. Anyway,
But
Dora's the shit.
she
I don't
is.
care what anybody says.
She's Puerto Rico's unofficial, like.
What I'm very curious though if you guys know like what are the stories behind Appalachia? Like why is it like the way that it is?
I have one thing. Okay, Appalachian Mountain. You know when Earth, like before it like spread apart, all the
Right.
lands, they were one mass.
Right.
Appalachian Mountains were connected to the ones in Scotland. They're highlands. They were
Oh.
all one till they split. And apparently there's old legends of like the fairies and all those creatures. Oh, not creatures. Sorry, please don't haunt me. Those entities from old Scotland, from the old
Yeah.
world that came across because they were stuck here when
The
it spread
mountains are
apart.
ancient.
Yeah,
Like,
they're
super old.
They're older than dinosaurs. And when the land spread, like broke apart, Appalachia was connected to the highlands. So,
They're big. It's a lot.
Right, it's a lot of mountains.
so
I
very
actually did not know that. I thought it had to do with like coal miners or something.
No,
No, it's the folklore from. It's like it's indigenous. Too.
it
There's
is
a lot of
indigenous. It's
in that.
before humans.
So where are the Appalachian Mountains?
They are here. I was just
Like
pulling it up.
Tennessee, West
Tennessee,
Virginia.
yeah, here. Let me find all the states.
It's not the Smoky Mountains, is it?
No, 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 no.
Okay, thank God. Because
But that's like the one area I won't go camping. Sorry.
I mean,
Too many people have gone missing there.
I've just driven through. I mean, you will never find me in the mountains. Period.
Uh,
I don't know. I think I just know too much about Appalachia. Like I've seen too many videos about Appalachia. I'm not trying to get lost in a forest.
Alabama.
Also, I have
Georgia.
allergies, so maybe that's what's protecting me too. Is my allergies.
Way to go, allergies.
Alabama, Georgia. Are you really?
Yeah, they're
Mississippi,
huge.
New York, North Carolina, Ohio.
Whoa, New
Pennsylvania,
York,
Really?
Oh, shoot,
Damn.
I'm not going to New York,
Yeah.
Appalachian Mountains.
Yep.
Georgia. Shit.
Yeah, but I'm saying.
Oh
like,
no, Kentucky, because that's
Yep.
you have to drive through Kentucky to get to Tennessee.
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
God.
the Continental Divide. That's what it
I'm
is.
telling you, it's
That's bananas. It's huge.
it is huge, and it
I
was
just
one.
learned something new.
It's very old. It's just so old, and
Yeah.
it carries so much from the past.
Ancient.
So they're saying lots of legends, lots of things are there. That there's actual people that are born and raised there, many generations
Yeah.
that haven't left, so they have this knowledge of
They have
not-
that right.
And their own language.
Their own
even.
language.
Right?
They talk,
Which is I have noticed that too, and I thought that was bizarre. And I'm like, is this a cult or like?
it's just the
Oh, I
people. They
did
don't
not
want us to be
know.
there, but they also know not to open the door at night. And they say that. They say that. Don't
Right?
go out
Don't
at
open the
night.
door.
Don't open the door at night. These
Don't
are-
whistle.
Mm-mm.
No, they talk about that.
If you think
because-
you saw something, no, you didn't.
yeah, they were
If
like,
you think
"Hi."
you heard something, no, you didn't. Yeah, I know. I'm learning so much from them, and I appreciate the knowledge that they're giving me, just in case for whatever reason I end up in the Appalachian Mountains.
Remember the scary movie Hills Have Eyes?
Was
No,
that part? Was that?
because I don't watch that shit.
Oh, no, thank you.
No.
Yeah, that's like not what is it called? Inbred.
Well,
Like
that's
family.
like that's
Yeah.
like the negative like stereotype.
Right, it's like
That is a negative, but that's like the story of the
no,
film.
yeah, I get that.
Yes, yeah. So like, a lot of this we were raised with a lot of duality, right? Going to church, but also getting limpias, praying to a god, but also talking to the dead. We were told ghosts were fake, but also warned not to play with spirits, i.e., the Ouija board we talked about.
That's just that was the thing that always drove me crazy. It's like, no, ghosts aren't real. but don't fuck around with this or that thing.
Or cross yourself when you
Right, or
pass the
do it
grave
right.
saying,
Exactly.
Crap, I never do that.
hold your breath because it's
Right,
disrespectful.
or do the cross when there's a funeral procession passing by. Oops.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I would be so confused. Like, I don't understand. Like, what part of this are we playing in this spiritual realm here?
I think though it's part of the contradiction is because of the colonization, the
Yeah.
survival, and our cultural kind of colliding
Yeah.
within the colonizer part and then our indigenous part. But yeah, so ghosts in Puerto Rico and Mexico aren't just horror tropes.
Nope.
Honestly, any ghost throughout Latin America, Central America, South America, it's it ranges, but essentially they're expressions of ancestral memory, trauma, and spiritual resistance. They reflect a really rich intersection of indigenous, African, and colonial cosmologies, and for us millennial Latinas and other Latinxes like us, navigating those realms is both reclamation and healing. So, you kind of touched on aliens earlier.
Yes.
Me and Jenny's favorite
Kind of excited.
topic.
Yes.
Yeah, they're over here just smiling, by the way. I wish it's a
I'm so
camera. recording. They're
excited.
so happy. And I'm over here like, okay, guys.
We have a group chat on Instagram, and I send Jenny so many things, but
It's
then
all
I'm
basically
also,
conspiracy theories.
including Stella.
I know, and I'm like, guys, come on. And I'm
But like reasonable conspiracy theories, not the ones of like JFK coming back or something stupid.
okay, yeah, those are extreme.
So we're not those people.
No, they're just the alien people.
Yes.
Right.
I still feel like there's some within us, but I also feel like if an alien comes, it's going to be like how, like the colonizers were in the US and what they're going to do to us.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I see I feel like the conspiracy part is a lot because of our marginal we're being marginalized over all of these years.
Right.
So it makes sense that we don't trust what the government says. So I think
Right.
a lot of what plays into that stems from that.
And I think that I think the whole downplay of aliens is also just white supremacy trying to also playing into the fear of them being overpowered by something else that they can't control.
I know, kind of me wants that to happen. It's like,
Yes, right?
It's a red flag to me. I'm like, oh, you're lying. I know why you're lying.
I know why you're lying. But you liar. A friend of mine would know that joke, but I don't know why I had to say it. But either way, I was thinking about Independence Day. And like how it's always the trope of like aliens are out here to kind of wipe us out.
Yeah.
But for no reason at all. Not for resources.
Not for resources?
Not
I would imagine for resources. Like,
no,
it's
like
water
for
or
no
oxygen.
reason because they just want to kill us. Like they
I remember that movie.
right?
Yeah.
Of course, we love that movie.
Or,
Bill Pullman as fucking president.
Yeah.
The Day After Tomorrow,
Day
too.
After Tomorrow.
I heard like,
yeah. I feel like though it's like with aliens, I almost feel like I want them to come because it's like all this bad stuff is happening. I want them to be like the higher intelligence beings coming in and saying, "You guys, we gave you a chance. We've been watching you from afar. Stop with this shit. You guys are all gonna kill each other, and we don't need that right now."
Right.
Right.
Like I almost do want them to be like, y'all done fucked up. We're here to teach you a lesson.
Yes.
Bye. Like,
well, then
bomb the whole fucking
then
thing.
the humans would unite and fight against them, so it kind of bring unity with us. Or it might be a positive thing.
Yes, or maybe they come to teach us empathy and learning how to work together.
Good, aren't you?
That's good case scenario. That's like perfect world scenario, right?
Okay, so good and bad case. I mean, is there a middle?
Well, it's like they come and they observe and they see what assholes we are,
And then they bomb
and then
us.
they just fucking leave.
They're like, no,
and they don't do
want any
shit.
of that. You guys can figure.
Instead, they just kind of like tease us with just them existing and like.
Do you think they like avoid Earth? Like we're the Florida of like galaxy?
Absolutely.
I'm scared about that.
Here and the government is lying to us. Is what I think. I think
also true.
Where else are we getting all this technology? Our technology has evolved so quickly in such a small time.
In like less than less than like how many?
From a giant computer that filled up a room to something we carry in the back of our pants. Like
it had to be like black. I've heard stories about the Men in Black actually being a reality.
Yes.
People seeing them.
Yep. Or the going back to the Bible stuff, Solomon, right? I feel like Solomon might have had connections to aliens. He was like the smartest or something like.
But there was also that TikTok I sent you, remember, of like somewhere. I was somewhere in Latin America, and I can't remember where, but they like uncovered some sort of like a pyramid or tomb that looked like an alien.
Yes.
Yes.
I obviously don't know if that's totally true or not, but
AI.
you know what I mean. But like, there's been photos and some other, displays of what looks like aliens in some of the ancient artwork.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's why I have a hard time believing like there's no way that they haven't been here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to say they built the pyramids, okay? I'm just saying that I
Yeah.
know that they've been here. Like other people before our time probably had more interaction with them than we obviously did, because now we're at this point where it's like we're just a shit show.
Yeah.
Why do they want to get involved with us?
Yeah.
Well, maybe like ancient indigenous or like the, ancient Egyptians, they'd have connections with them, but then why did those connections end? Why did they
Right.
stop working with us? Because
Yeah.
honestly, look at the pyramids.
Yeah.
Back then, you really think they can create that? Like, I think they had technology back then.
This is where I fall off the map here. So I love
gosh.
aliens, but then I see that as like colonial whitewashing. So like
Right.
they sit there and say that it was aliens who built like the
No, they helped them.
But why can't our people have been so smart
Right.
back then that we could have done that, right? So like what
Like
better
the
way?
Aztec
They're
calendars, the Mayan calendars. Like how else? Like why can't we get credit for being as smart as we actually were? And why
Yes.
does it have to go to aliens?
What if we're mixed with aliens? What if they were here and they interbred with us?
There is like a story. What are those people called? It was like the angels and aliens and the humanity mix, and they made those giant people, the Anunnakis or something.
No, yes.
That's what that was?
That's
Okay,
what it
because I keep
is.
hearing about, okay, so this was the part of the conspiracy theories that I didn't necessarily want to get into because I was like, this is a very specific group
Yeah.
of people that are into this Anunnaki shit. But I actually did not even know where it stemmed from. Oh, sorry for my sinuses, y'all.
Didn't it stem from ancient
Mesopotamia?
Yeah,
Well,
didn't
it's
it?
like,
I swear.
The story is that like it was ancient people intermixed with angels, and they created this alien species, and they were called the Anunnaki. And I don't think it was angels per se. I think it
I don't
could
think
have
so
been
either.
an alien
Aliens.
community.
But the thing is, they also say that they're immortal and they've been living here on Earth for centuries.
Yeah, I was say that about like lizard people too.
Yeah, they
Right, right, that's kind of what I wanted to get into.
Oh,
It's the
gosh.
fact that this is a very specific group, QAnon, that is kind of like spreading this, and that's kind of why this starts to end up going to shit. Like,
Yes. As it goes to like, because it so easily goes from conspiracy theories to like zealous right wing
right,
gross stuff.
and which is why does that happen? Why does that happen? Right, like
I think we're like the modern day lefty conspiracy theorists.
okay, this is kind of where my head starts spinning, because then I think of like that show we were talking about, The Unexplained.
Yeah.
How in World War II, Hitler was collecting a lot of these like relics, like these things that were meant to draw power.
Skulls.
Yep, exactly. And like I think of Indiana Jones all the fucking time.
Who doesn't?
All the fucking time when they get the Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
And they basically all turn to ash, but after the blood and skull and bone marrow gets sucked out of them. So that's kind of like where my head ends up going. Like, so it's like all these people, and like even in The Unexplained, they talk about like how Hitler and his troops were trying to collect these powerful relics, right?
Yeah.
What did he know that others don't know?
That's what I'm saying.
He had
Exactly.
knowledge.
Well, a lot of the rich upper elite 1% has a lot of knowledge, right?
They
And
know a lot
they
of this.
have powerful things. Why not? And I feel like too, it's like we think about this stuff like like Jenny, you wrote like your Theo had an alien abduction story or theory, right? But I
Yes.
joke because it's really us. We're the Theas with the alien.
Now it's us, right?
Oh
God.
gosh.
Welcome to our new generation.
I think that it really stems from our mistrust of the government and colonial histories and the elite taking advantage, right?
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
like, of course it makes sense, but then it allows us to question authority, and I think that's so important when it comes to reclaiming those things and
Right.
taking that back.
Especially when we when we have the knowledge of like what I just said, like in World War II, how ancient relics were being stolen for the purposes of power, but we think it, at least it's for the purposes of power, but why else would they be collecting them?
Yeah, why else? Think about it. There's something
Control.
Exactly.
bigger than that.
Yeah.
But it's the fear that they had that we had power,
Yeah.
right? Because these are our ancient relics that they're stealing,
Yeah.
that they're taking from us. So how else to take our power than by stealing our relics and our things? So that's kind of like exactly the colonialism, the mistrust, and all of that. But that's not to say that these things aren't real.
No,
You know what I mean?
we kind of talk about the brujeria and the spirituality.
Right, exactly.
Why is Catholicism? Why did they take all of our stuff and then do their own magic in the Vatican?
Right, exactly, in the Vatican. Oh my God, that's going to end up being a whole other episode.
Maybe they have the covenant. Like maybe they have.
Yeah, maybe they do.
They have spirit mirrors that apparently can connect demons
I
to
don't-
this earth.
I believe that. I really hope not.
Oh God, I hope not either. But
But-
at the same time, they have the shroud of
Yeah.
Turin.
Yes.
Well,
You
and
know?
even in our culture, like in certain like they tell you to like cover mirrors and things like that.
Mm,
Why do they
after
do
someone
that?
dies,
Oh shit.
See what I mean? So I don't know.
or even how in feng shui they
Yes.
tell you not to have your mirror at the foot of your bed,
because you don't want to see it in case you're dreaming and then you get stuck
and your
in
soul
there.
gets sucked
Oh
out.
shit again.
Yeah,
I am so like seeing all these monsters.
so bananas. I know.
I close I go as far as closing my bathroom door in my room at night before I go to sleep.
You're like, no, thank you.
I don't even know what to do anymore. Honestly, what's right or wrong. I just know I have this obnoxious collection of knowledge of like things that you probably shouldn't do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, where were we going with this?
Okay, so like we're just touching.
I haven't even gotten to the
conspiracy
aliens.
theories. Yes. Okay.
That is kind of aliens.
Start with we already talked about chupacabra, but there is or chupacabra. We already talked about chupacabra, but there is actually a theory behind it, at least in Puerto Rico,
Okay.
about how this stems from government mistrust. So in 1995, reports emerged of like strange livestock deaths in the town of Canovanas. So goats and chickens were found drained of blood with puncture wounds, like a vampire sucked their blood
It's
out.
Twilight.
No mess.
There's
no
the
track.
same story here in the States too, but keep
Yep.
going.
Eyewitnesses described a creature with glowing red eyes, spines down its back, claws, and a reptilian or alien-like experience, along with like fur and all this crazy looking stuff, right?
Sounds cute.
So the theories are that people believed it was a government experiment gone wrong, possibly linked to U.S. labs on the island of Puerto Rico. Others say it's extraterrestrial,
Man.
so a predator that was dropped on Earth, or hybrid alien species that like interbred with some other animal.
Man.
And
But that's what they say the Bigfoot is, by the way.
Yes.
I just want to point that out.
Yes.
That
And then
Bigfoot comes from aliens.
another theory is that it connects to El Yunque rainforest. So we apparently it's not just sacred in terms of the indigenous cultures and the ancestors, but it's also very rich with UFO sightings and Taino myth. So they suggest that El Chupacabra lives in the deep jungle, hidden and protected. So when we look at it from like our Latina lens, right? A lot of this emerged. So think about the 90s, right? Mid 90s, there's wars going on, Iraq war, all like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So
The Gulf
this was,
War.
the Gulf War. There's a time of economic crisis and distrust in the U.S. government. There's also a lot of terrible history of the experiments done
Right.
in Puerto Rico on the community
Yeah.
against their will, as well as like lies that were fed to the community. So it became kind of like a symbol of violated sovereignty. So a creature draining the island's lifeblood, much like the colonization and exploitation
Mm.
have done to our community. And then for many, it's more than just a monster, it's a metaphor. So
Oh, yeah.
I can totally see that being something. That's why my original thought was always back to the government
Right.
experimentation.
That's such good points. That's such valid points, honestly. I mean, like I said, like all the stuff that I've learned about World War II and like Hitler collecting relics and stuff. Like
Mhm.
it's like there's always there's got to be something, right?
And then
Something else additional.
They
And
did
right.
on
Well, remember they
people.
also hired American government also hired Nazi scientists
Because-
after World War II,
Yeah, because they had that knowledge that we didn't have.
but they were also experimenting on people.
They were. And, you know,
CIA,
Yeah.
Ultra, was it MK Ultra?
MK Ultra.
all that stuff.
that's how they know when people, like, the temperature that we need to have in order to, like, not freeze to death.
So you're saying people are controlling the weather?
No, because they were
Okay.
testing on people.
Oh,
So
okay.
They
stuff.
knew.
Yeah,
Got
they did
you.
all the tests on them, and that's how we have all this knowledge.
See, and this is why Marvel had something going
Mm-hmm.
Oh, with Captain?
with the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember they had Magneto, who was a child
test.
of the Holocaust,
Yes.
who was being tested and examined, but used as a power entity, like used as a.
I still feel so bad for him. Like, I really do.
I mean,
I mean, if you look at it, though, experimenting on marginalized people, whether it was the Hispanics or the slaves that they brought to America, like this is a common
Captain
theme.
America. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
What's his name? Isaiah. They experimented on him.
Yeah.
He was meant to be the Captain America, but because he's black and this place is racist as fuck. Oh no, we can't have black Captain America.
Yeah.
But now we do.
Yep. No.
Finally.
Yes. So that's what I mean. I'm not surprised. I think about it and like I can see like we hear about that all the time. MK Ultra, the ESP, like
Right.
experimentations.
We were
the
talking
stuff
about
the
Stranger Things. Yeah.
the stuff the CIA is doing.
Mhm. They're trying to see what's out there, and they're trying to get some of the power. You know what's funniest thing though? Russia was experimenting and having secret agent cats.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh my god.
Isn't there a dolphin or a whale or something?
I think
Oh,
dolphin.
not the whales.
No, because
It
dolphins
was,
are really
it was a
smart.
dolphin. It was,
It was
a
a dolphin
dolphin
'cause they
in
can
Russia,
communicate with
yes.
us.
Where they were training it to be a spy
Yeah.
with the freaking submarines.
Yeah, they did it with
Aw.
cats too. I mean, seriously, how can you train a cat? Cats are stubborn. They're saying
They do what they want to do.
Well, I mean,
the
they
dolphin.
did it with monkeys though, like right? Like didn't they do behavioral analysis? Like some sort of cocaine experiment with monkeys?
I know, but the poor dolphins. I can see them like actually like being good at that
They
experiment.
were, and then they like abandoned it. It was found. Oh, what is? Okay, now I'm gonna Google it really quick. And then we'll go back.
This does kind of remind me of that China balloon, remember that they
Oh yeah,
shot down?
it was just floating around.
Yo, I feel like all the stuff that they blame on another country is stuff that
It's
we're
probably
doing.
right. It's stuff that we're fucking doing for sure.
Yeah.
You
It's
know that.
working
And
out
they're
my
like,
Twitter.
oops, we got caught.
Yes.
My bad.
Another one with El Yunque, so the UFOs. That's a big
Oh,
thing in Puerto Rico. But
yes.
there's also secret bases.
Mm.
Like
In the rainforest?
There's military bases in Puerto Rico, right? When you
Right.
think
Yeah.
about where they had done a test of the Atamamtu
Right.
in Vieques, which is an island off of Puerto Rico that's part of Puerto Rico, but supposedly there's secret bases in El Yunque, and people say it's like a top UFO hotspot in the Caribbean. Locals and hikers report strange lights in the sky, hovering discs, lost time, like time glitches where you think you're gone for like 5 minutes, but it's hours, and beings made of light. Others speak of military-style helicopters and unmarked men entering restricted parts of the rainforest late at night.
Crazy.
And there's a persistent theory that there's a hidden underground facility in or under El Yunque, possibly a joint alien/US government base. So some theories include alien portals or dimensional rifts in the mountains, which would make sense because, again, ancient history, right? We were talking about that with Appalachian. I can
Right.
see that in El Yunque because it's old. Taino sacred ground being exploited for alien tech, so a blend of spiritual and extraterrestrial lore. And then USA government cover-ups, possibly tied to military experiments or secret communication with extraterrestrials. And this resonates really, really deeply with our community, especially Puerto Ricans, because it's long been treated as a testing ground, like the nuclear bomb testing, Vieques, secret medical experiments, like the
Right.
forced
The
sterilization
sterilizations, yeah.
of Puerto Rican women, birth control, things like that. So the idea of a secret alien base isn't just sci-fi, it's really an extension of very real histories of colonial experimentation and concealment against
Right.
a people. Yeah.
So I know, like, it's been brought up, like we're in the Handmaid's Tale, but it's like no, we've been living in the Handmaid's
Yeah.
Tale, especially when there's been forced sterilization.
Do you think that, like, because you know, I don't know about you guys, but I always hear this theory that like the government, quote unquote, uses entertainment as a way to kind of like test the waters for how people will react to certain things.
Think about it.
Right.
It's a very smart way.
No, and
Yeah.
I could see that.
Like you ease in there, you make it norm, so when
Right.
people actually see it in reality, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
And they're kind of like
you don't blink.
Right.
Yeah,
know.
like with aliens and like how we always are exposed to alien movies, and now all
Yeah.
of a sudden the Tic Tac thing or the Tic Tac spaceship, and
Spaceship,
then
yeah.
all the things that are being released from the government
Yes,
files,
that's
right?
proving that aliens do exist. People are just like, oh, okay.
I think
We knew.
Stranger Things, it's so viral and popular. What if there are other dimensions and they're testing things? It's like
Right.
a testing ground.
Oh God, I really hope not.
Right.
Don't mess with that.
But it just
Please don't.
so I don't know too much of the history of like Mexico with aliens outside of like the few TikTok videos I've seen of like uncovering like what looks like alien tombs
Yeah.
or something like
Yeah.
that. But some of the shows that I've seen on Netflix, like they talk about like hotspots in the Gulf of Mexico
Oh, the
and
golf is a
how
big one. Yeah.
USOs are kind of a big thing in the Gulf, in several different spots of the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Not America.
Right.
Remember, aliens are underwater apparently.
Yeah, USOs are a thing. And I remember, man, I remember going down a rabbit hole like many years ago. This was probably when Evo was first born, because YouTube was really hot, you know? So people were uploading a lot of videos and stuff. So I was like obsessed with UFOs and USOs because, you know, the theory, the known thing about the ocean is like we've mapped about 20% about
Not
the
even,
ocean.
I think it's less.
But we know we've only explored 1% of our ocean.
So we know more about the moon
So
than
we,
the things
yeah,
on
right.
Earth.
We know about the stars and space
Yeah.
more than we know about the actual land that we are on.
So isn't it smart to be down there?
Right, exactly.
But I think it's harder though too because of the compression of the pressure, right? When you go
Right. Like still
underwater.
gravity is a thing.
Yeah.
So I can't even imagine like how you would even begin to explore that. I mean, we saw what happened with that submarine.
Oh my
Oh
god.
no.
So, you know, gravity and pressure are definitely a thing.
Very big.
So it's how much are we really going to be able to explore ever? Especially now that that tragedy happened, I feel like now we're probably going to be a little too scared to want to do anything for a while.
Guy though was no
That guy was a little crazy. I saw the documentary on that too.
Not care. He just wanted his ego totally took over with that.
Seriously, that's insane. But I really think it's not going to be humans exploring down there. It's going to be robots for humans exploring down there.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to get the
I can see
knowledge
that.
and information.
Could be on a
But even then,
trench.
coming up with the
Yes.
technology to
We're doing it right now. We're creating robots.
that sounds like Marvel. That sounds like
Sci-fi.
No,
that
it's
sounds like
happening as
Wakanda
we
forever
speak.
when they're trying to explore the oceans. They were
What if
trying,
Wakanda's real.
right? Or no, the other lake
That'd be really
that
cool if it
Namor
was.
that Namor is in.
Well,
Talocan.
yes.
Talocan.
Yes.
Like they were trying to find more of the metal from Wakanda. And
It's underwater.
it's underwater, and they were tapping into Talocan, which is like a whole other world.
Speaking of mermaids, they're the
I know.
It is.
There's Namor, our hero, our bay agua papi. Anyway,
You're like,
yeah, I got to smell him.
I remember that.
Anyway,
I can't believe you got to smell them. That is crazy.
anywho,
Next Comic Con we go to,
Right.
we'll invite you, Stella.
I know. I'm going to be like right there. You're smelling
wait,
everyone.
Manny Jacinto is going to be there. He's the
Which-
Sith from Manny Jacinto.
No,
he's
I mean which.
he's
which
going to
one?
Fan Expo.
Expo. Okay, I'm gonna do another concert.
We have to meet Manny Jacinto.
Well, okay.
I'll look up and I'll
who is
let
this
everyone
Manny?
know dates.
I know you're gonna have to look it up.
Oh, man.
It's a new Star Wars. I mean, he's in a new Star Wars. Well, it's canceled now, but he was in a Star Wars series that was actually really good. It was called The Acolyte. Really good series.
Yeah.
He was also in The Good Place.
He's Filipino, right?
hmm
Uh,
He's in Nine Perfect Strangers, at least the
This
first season.
Very much Jenny's
that's,
like
her
genre
dream guy.
of attraction.
Yeah.
It's me smacking my ass, by the way.
That's her dream guy. Right there. Actually, he was voted one of the top 10 hottest men in the world. I forgot what list it was. He was up there.
So I could meet Manny Jacinto, guys.
All right, we'll plan another
Okay,
fan
let's do
expo.
it.
My
It's
oldest
not
daughter's
me.
going to be so mad at me because
Monday,
she's going to be out of town at that time.
we'll have a panel at Fan Expo.
Oh my God. And we'll
Okay.
bring all our favorite men.
Our words.
Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac. And okay, I'm done.
Words of Power. I'm speaking it into fruition.
We are
Sweating.
words of magic.
Anyway,
All right, so
out of Marvel
Yes.
superheroes.
we talk about this though too, like going back to the colonial piece. Like this is
Right.
why I get angry because it's like I love all that stuff. I totally am a believer, but then when they sit there and say that like our ancient structures, our intelligence, our all of this
Right.
is
Has to be
an
aliens.
alien, it
Mhm.
like rubs me the wrong way because I feel like there's definitely like the colonizers' gaze with that. Stella, you want to talk a bit about it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I moved on from.
I was gonna say though that's still kind of a newer feeling for me because that didn't actually resonate until I like started reading more and more. Like when I showed you the TikTok of the alien tomb,
Yes.
I think that was kind of as I was reading it and reading some of the comments, I'm like, they really are trying to discredit a lot.
Mhm.
Really?
So that's kind of a still a new concept for me. The fact that like they're really trying to discredit a lot of like ancient technology away from us into aliens. But
No, but like we
not that
can't.
aliens aren't smart, but
Yeah,
No, but
well,
the
why
thing.
can't we be?
Yeah, humans are smart. I mean, look at everything we've done. We've survived, right? So the ancient aliens theory, popularized by shows like Ancient Aliens, tends to propose that indigenous people couldn't have done these
no
monuments.
way.
They couldn't have done pyramids, oh my God, or temples, or astronomical systems without help from aliens, extraterrestrials. But let's be real, guys. This isn't curiosity. It's thinly veiled from racism and a colonial bias. Why? Like, they actually are undermining these people because these people were more advanced than them. Ooh, you have weapons. That's the only advantage they have.
Right.
Oh, I had a gun. Ooh. Because it selectively targets non European civilizations like the Egyptians, the Mayans, the Incas, Mesopotamia. I get Angkor Wat. I don't know who this one is. Gosh, how could I know? I'm like crazy about history.
That's why we always
Oh, yeah.
collect it here. I'll
Yeah,
show you.
not Rome
Interesting.
or Greece. Like, oh no. No one ever claims that aliens helped the French build cathedrals, but they do
Oh,
claim that they
facts.
helped the ancient
Or
Egyptians.
aqueducts.
Oh, aqueducts, right? When people say there's no way the Mayans can have created this pyramid themselves, what they're really saying is I can't imagine brown people doing something brilliant without help.
Cambodia.
Oh, Cambodia.
Interesting.
Those big giant temples.
So they're really undermining these cultures that really were so advanced at a time where other cultures were just still trying to find what fire was.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Or what is a wheel?
Yeah.
What's disease?
Ooh.
Sure.
What's cleanliness?
Yes.
What's
Why
a
do they have to be clean?
What's a house? I'm living in a cave still.
Brushing your teeth?
Yep.
Ew.
Ew.
Brushing teeth.
Meanwhile, Mayans, the Tainos, all of these ancient American cultures were
The cleanest of the clean.
The pyramids. I mean, the ancient Egyptians were so clean.
Well, okay, so I did want to draw back, sorry, because we were talking about the Puerto Rican stories of the chupacabra, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a similar story out here in the States too of cows being mutilated.
No, yeah, they were sucking
Oh
the
my
blood out
God.
of them.
Oh, no, not that, but they were precisely cutting off pieces of the cow,
I remember that.
reproductive organs of a cow,
I remember
and
that.
parts of the snout where it was just like so perfectly cut, like you could see just the
Poor
jaw.
baby cows.
Like the cut of the precision, like the precision of the cut was just too perfect. And it was happening in like a specific area somewhere southwest, and I can't even remember what it is, but it is also a show on Netflix. I've been obviously doing a lot of conspiracy theory digging on Netflix lately. So, but it was specifically cows, and it's still kind of like a newer story. Like it dates back to olden times. But it does still kind of reach current because they did interview like a younger farmer who was having these experiences with his cows. But like just the absolute precision of his cows being mutilated.
Like laser.
Like laser, yeah.
That's insane.
But it's like too perfect to be a human,
Yeah.
and no animal would be that perfect either.
Seriously, could you really think the chupacabra was doing that? Come on.
No, they were saying it was like they were trying to allude to it being aliens because I think there was quite a bit of like at least light activity happening in that area around that time. But yeah, that is a story also that's on Netflix, which it's interesting how like overlapping stories continue in different parts of the land, like different parts of the earth. So it's how could these not be true?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we see so much evidence of it. How could they not be true?
Exactly.
That like something otherworldly could exist not for the sake of mutilating animals, right? But I would think for this purpose of experimenting, but who would know? Who would know for sure?
Well, it's also like we're the only like higher educated beings in
Quote
the
unquote.
universe.
I saw
Quote
Stella's
unquote,
fingers, quote
yes.
unquote.
Yes, like that's.
Have you seen us lately?
Yeah, I don't think we're
There's
quite
gotta be
educated.
more. It's too big and too vast for us to be alone.
Well, exactly. That was a line from Contact. I remember because I love that movie.
Such a good movie.
Because they're like, because who was it? The priest. It was like a priest or a pastor who was just like, if it really is just us, then it's a huge waste of space.
It is. Think about it.
For real.
Yeah, that's why I think too, like science and like spirituality, like they very much intersect. Like you can't sit there and be a
Mhm.
scientist without thinking about something bigger than us.
And I appreciate that spirituality doesn't negate science.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like it doesn't say that's not true.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't say like that nebula is not real. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't deny what is hard to explain because we know that there are things that are just inexplicable
And there always will be.
and it plays a part still somehow in our existence.
The Earth is not flat.
Oh God.
It is round.
Now you're just gonna piss everybody off.
Sorry.
The Earth is not flat, guys.
Absolutely.
We're not that cult.
No,
We're a
not.
different cult. Maybe we'll do a whole episode on cults, guys.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm honestly obsessed.
I think they're quite freaky and scary.
Yeah, exactly.
There's some good documentaries.
There's such good
Oh my
documentaries on
God,
cults.
insane. Like, I'm sorry, guys.
Start sending you some to watch.
Yeah,
Oh
for
my
real.
gosh,
We
no,
gotta
no,
we gotta bring you down to our level now.
Terrified. Save me.
Because the cults are just
Yes.
yeah,
yes.
cults are wow.
Yes, but going back to what's like, Stella's saying too, it's just a lot of this is about erasing indigenous genius, right?
Yeah.
So how could a brown person that, Europeans believed were savages create such high tech things? So like take Mesoamerica, for example, some home to the Olmec, the Zapotec, Maya, and the Aztec civilizations, right? They engineered cities aligned with celestial bodies. They built massive pyramids.
Heck yeah.
There was no alien blueprints, just math and stone and centuries of knowledge.
Yeah.
They had complex agricultural systems. So
Oh my
like the
gosh, so-
chinampas, right? And
That's why the
The chinampas.
Great. That's why they were never hungry.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. And I think that just is a testament to the genius that is within our blood. We developed our own writing systems, calendars, philosophies long before Columbus even had a boat. So instead of marveling at that, mainstream media will often default to, quote unquote aliens because
Oh,
it's
gosh.
easier than confronting the truth that these were highly sophisticated societies with knowledge equal to or surpassing that of Europe at the time.
Oh gosh.
Keep in mind Columbus only ended up here because he got lost.
Yep.
He wasn't headed here.
Because he didn't know how to read a goddamn map.
My people welcomed him.
He's so smart.
Our people welcomed him.
No,
And
but
you try to wipe us out.
I know, but we have been conditioned through these damn textbooks, Hollywood, museums, all of this that European is advanced, right? Like Pocahontas, the movie,
Yep.
Mhm.
right there.
Mhm.
We have cities. She's like, what about my land? What about my people? Look, she's living in unity with the earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sorry, they would have lasted a lot longer if it wasn't for the whites because they were living like that. Unity. They
Yep.
knew how to do that. So when non-Western people achieved greatness, basically they're saying it's a mystery. It's supernatural. It's external. They're diminishing indigenous legacy.
We've been drinking a few margaritas, so it's
I'm
forgive
sorry.
Stella.
Indigenous.
We are breaking those stereotypes though
And we're going to.
in entertainment because I know we were talking about Marvel before. Like we were I was remembering the animated show that they came out with, What If? And Kahuri was like a really like super impactful episode. I will never forget. Like Kahuri was like ends up being like a hero. She ends up in another realm. She draws that power to kind of get rid of the colonizers.
Mm.
What a world.
Yeah.
What if?
That was a really cool one.
That was such a
zombie
cool
one.
one.
Sorry.
I mean, the
guys.
zombie ones were
Yeah.
top
The
tier.
best. bad.
Top tier. What If was amazing. But like I so appreciate that they gave Kahudi some like
Yes.
some light in that, and just like the what if we never been colonized, and what if like we actually tapped into the power that we have from the ancestors, from the earth, from the celestials. Like what if we had that, we tapped into it so hard to prevent what ended up happening.
I really do.
So giving her a lot of power. But it shows, like, I think that's also a really good metaphor for how, just like as we discussed earlier, like these colonizers were afraid of the power that we did have.
Yeah.
And trying any which type of way to either take it for themselves or kill us before we got too much of it.
But can you imagine that what if episode? Like, our Earth would have been so much better off. We wouldn't have destroyed it as fast. We wouldn't have done it this way. We'd have done it the natural way with Earth because we were one with them. And that's the way we can build the pyramids, not by destroying Earth,
Right.
but by working with it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man. Ooh, right? But
Crazy
aliens,
Chinese.
bro. I don't really have like a UFO story. I just had like a maybe UFO story because I was walking my dog one day. The way that the way that I saw something kind of falling from the sky was really strange because it was during the daytime. I have seen like falling stars, so to speak, at nighttime. Those are so bizarre too, by the way. But it was during the daytime, and it was almost like something was sputtering on its way down. I texted Jenny about this too because I'm like, what did I just fucking see? And it was because you see like the way the trails that are left behind from some of these other flying things from the military base that's close by. Like they either leaves like a strong trail,
Like contrails, yeah.
right? And then but this one was kind of like falling from the sky, and it was like sputtering on its way down. So it wasn't even like a straight line. It was just giving off this weird smoke trail. Didn't even understand, but it was definitely far away. And I had trees that were kind of blocking the rest of my view. So I kind of don't necessarily know what happened. So when I was texting Jenny about it, I saw like another article about like some SpaceX shuttle exploding. I was like, oh, I feel less crazy because I saw this thing and maybe that's what this was. And then she sends me like the image of what it looked like. I'm like, that's not what I fucking saw. And I'm like, then I started being like, what the fuck did I just see?
Oh my God.
Oh my God. I don't know what I saw, guys, in the sky.
That is super cool, though. Like, if there are any aliens, come on over.
This is what
I mean,
SpaceX
we don't
stuff
judge.
looks like.
I mean,
My brother sees it all the time.
See, that looks crazy. That's not what I saw, dude. And
Pretty.
but like it was also the SpaceX shuttle exploding. So remember how it left like a ton of debris?
Yeah.
That's totally not what I saw. So I
told her it was alien.
I have no idea what the fuck I saw. And now I'm even more pissed that I didn't try to get behind or like on the other side of the tree.
You always look.
Because I didn't know. Because part of you is just like, I didn't just see what I just saw, right? Like, part of you feels kind of dumb.
Or you get like a little freaked out too.
Right? Exactly.
Be afraid. Just go for it and see it. Because
I was like slightly freaked out. I know I would be too scared to investigate further. But at the same time, I'm just pissed that I didn't at least try to get to the other side of the tree so I could see better. So I have no idea what the fuck I said. That was wild.
If you see something falling, just call me. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
Do you remember all the
drones?
Me and Sophia would see it for like 2 weeks straight. We saw them.
Mm-hmm.
We saw the drones, and we couldn't. And it was at night, and we thought it would be the police drones or something, but it was in one specific area over the fields by where we live, and yeah, I saw the drones. It freaked me out. What the heck are those? And everything. I remember texting Jenny to him like, I think I'm seeing the damn drones.
Right.
I really do think it was just our government like spying on us.
That was such a strange time.
Even if it's that, what were they doing? What were they looking for?
They're looking for something.
Right.
Maybe something escaped from a facility nearby and it traveled
But
there.
it was like here, and it was what, New Jersey?
Yeah, New Jersey.
It was there. I was like looking for the drone. I found it one time.
It's following you.
No, we saw.
It's you, Stella.
Though it was always like 6 or 8 at a time.
I know.
So that's
it's
like,
crazy.
what the heck are they doing? What are they monitoring?
Like catching me.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're monitoring just to monitor with everything that's going on.
But that was right at the election, right? Like that was election time,
I think
It was
so.
November.
right?
Whatever.
But-
And they kept lying about it. They're like, "Oh, we don't know what it is," and then they said, "Oh, it was the government."
It's like the China balloon thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it felt like all over again. Like the China balloon.
Yeah.
You have to shoot it down.
You know, at this point, like, I don't mind if the aliens take over our government. At this point, really, like, just do it.
If we end up living in the Matrix, I mean,
Or we are in the Matrix, right?
We're in a
Right.
simulation, I think.
oh no, we've just tapped into something
Oh my
different.
gosh. Okay, for next time, we will talk about that.
All right, simulation.
Oh no, that's just too way above my head, right?
I will
don't think
join
in ghost
Jen in
stories.
saying I do think we jump timelines.
Yes.
Oh God,
Because this timeline is absolute garbage.
gosh, one of them, the Bernstein Bears.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was
What was
always
that?
It was never Berenstain Bears to me. It
What
was
was
Bernstein
it?
Bears.
Bernstein Bears, not Berenstein.
And then what's his face, who supposedly died?
Guys, I thought it was the Berenstein Bears.
That's what I thought too.
Me
But
too.
they
You're
said it was
saying Bernstein Bears?
Berenstain, but they were saying that it was Berenstain.
Oh.
Bears. That's
Oh.
what I think.
And
that
we're
we
like,
had
no,
a
it
glitch.
wasn't that way. It was the other way.
And then
remember.
Nelson Mandela. That's why they call it the Mandela effect.
Yes.
What about that?
That he supposedly died while he was in prison. That's what I thought, but he didn't. He died afterwards.
I thought he died after.
Right, because
He died after.
Obama,
Yeah.
the Obamas were at his funeral. Right?
They met him and stuff.
Well,
I didn't think he died during. I think he
Nelson-
died after.
No, I remember when he was finally released from prison.
But I remember the damn bear.
Okay, here you
I
go.
remember the bear.
Mandela effect.
So some people know that he died in prison.
So it's a phenomenon
That.
that makes us question even the most mundane memories. Where is it? Blah, la, 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 la. Nelson Mandela. Here you go. It's who the theory is named after. He died in 2013. However, countless people distinctly remember him dying in prison in the 1980s. But his death isn't the only example of a Mandela effect. We have been wrong about so many dates, details, and more. Jiffy. I used to think it was Jiffy, but apparently it was Jif.
Jiffy.
No, it's
As in
Jif.
peanut butter?
The peanut butter. It's
Isn't it
Jif.
Jiffy?
I thought it was Jiffy too.
Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes, but apparently it was Toon. Like they called it Tunes.
No, it was TOONS.
Yep. Berenstain
Sorry, they're
Bears.
saying that they're saying that it's TUNES.
Yes, instead of
It's
TOONS.
TOONS.
That's how I
Oh
remember
my
it,
God.
Jiffy, where it's the Mandela effect. Curious George's tale.
He had a tail.
He apparently he doesn't. And then the shows that I watched with my little guy, he doesn't have a tail.
He had a tail. Do you guys remember that? I remember the tail. I remember Jiffy.
Sex in the City.
Yes.
It was Sex in the City or Sex and the City.
Sex in the City.
But apparently the show is Sex and the City.
Am I going crazy?
I know. Febreze.
Febreze, yeah.
It was
About to go walk into traffic.
FEBREEZ,
Yeah.
right? But it's not. Apparently it's FEBREZE.
No.
I know,
No.
right?
What?
That's why I think we're in a freaking time glitch. It's a different timeline. Oscar Mayer, even.
I don't even know what to think right now.
They spelled it MAYER.
M-E.
It's MEYER. That's what I thought too.
thought
But
so,
they
too.
said it's MAYER.
Are we going crazy?
It's
Scotchers.
Yes.
My baloney has a second name.
It's
E
MEYER.
M-E-Y-E-R.
What is going on? By the way, every time I see a Wienermobile, I try to allude it to like a UFO spotting because you never see those around in the wild.
Yes.
I love seeing a Wienermobile. But either way, okay, this totally validated what I was thinking anyway. I mostly thought we jumped timelines because this timeline is absolute trash.
Yeah.
I feel
can
like
we
it happened during COVID.
Yeah, can we go somewhere else?
I
Oh, it
feel,
is?
I feel like it's like because it felt so weird during the pandemic. I feel like that's when it happened.
Well, even just thinking back to COVID, it's such a blur. Like time doesn't make sense anymore. Like after COVID,
It's moving
it's like
fast.
so fast. Yeah.
because I was pregnant, and I went to Lala
Mm-hmm.
before COVID. So when I had my baby, by the time we were in lockdown, she was already a few months old.
Yep. I came and visited you. I wouldn't carry her because I
But
didn't
the
want to
t-
give her germs.
right, and time like didn't make sense at that time because like all of a sudden we were in lockdown, and then she grew up. Like I just don't like I don't remember when we were in lockdown and then I had her in daycare and went back to work. Like I don't remember like
Yeah, and there was
that happened.
supposedly also like that weird particle accelerator
Oh,
thing
yeah, I remember that.
that happened during that time too. That could have been triggering to trigger the
Yeah, I remember hearing that too.
Mhm.
I remember that. I'm like, oh, we're all gonna die. Bye.
No, we just switched timelines and now we're in the not so great
I don't
era.
like this one.
This is not the sacred timeline.
This is not the.
That's what they say in Marvel.
We are currently in the bad version.
The bad place.
The bad place.
This is the bad
This
place.
place sucks.
Oh my god.
Okay.
All right.
Well, that
So
was fun.
some quick rapid fire questions to end,
Yay!
and then we are done with this episode.
Sorry, guys, you're gonna miss us.
Jenny, you want to start?
Oh my god. What is this? Wait, go up. Oh, sorry.
No,
No.
alien.
Latina ghost meter. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Rate famous movie ghosts or tropes from 1 to 5. So 1 being, girl, that's just the house settling. To 5 being, call your local curandera. Curandera. Oh my god. I had too many margaritas.
You too.
Too many margaritas. Call your local curandera immediately.
What about the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze?
Oh my god, that's so sweet.
But that's like a 2. I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
That's
It's not the house settling. It's my lover coming to visit me.
Seriously, you're gonna. Oh, but that really sucks. Your lover's coming back. You can't even bang him.
I don't
You
know.
would say that.
There's some
Oh no, isn't there? Right, there's women that say that
they
they had been raped by a ghost.
Are you
or
serious?
from the non-negative side that they can with ghosts.
Right.
Oh,
I don't know
Are
about
they married a ghost? I don't know.
positive side. They can't catch anything. Way to go.
Can't get pregnant, I guess.
Get
Right.
pregnant. I mean, power to you. Have fun.
Casper, the friendly ghost, the one with Christina Ricci though.
I love that one.
Yeah, that's a 1.
I want. I don't think there's a lot of
Scary.
vibes for me.
Oh, the house on or Haunting Hill or
Yeah, the House on Haunting Hill.
I've never watched that, so
Oh, that's a freaky one.
Freaky.
Yeah. Exorcist.
oh,
That's
dude,
2.
that's a 10.
That's a 10.
Oh my god.
Demons.
Okay, demons are
Possession.
scary. Yeah. Oh god, don't get me started on demons.
Constantine.
Oh yes, yeah, that's a good one too.
That's a
think
good
that's
one.
Number 5. Yeah, Keanu Reeves.
So likes Keanu Reeves. But that is
Who doesn't?
yeah, that's definitely a 5.
No, it's a 5 in the hot metrics. Like,
But I mean, like the things that he encounters.
What's the one with the
Stigmata?
Yeah, Stigmata. That's a.
I don't remember seeing that one.
It was
Man.
scared the shit out of me. 5.
The Grudge.
1.
Mm,
Honestly, I'm such a little bitch when it comes to horror films. Like, I'm not good with any
I
of
don't
these.
like scary movies either.
Okay, don't ask me.
Bella has
I'm immune. I have no. I'm not
loves
afraid
horror.
of anything. Just put me out there. I'll just walk up to it.
Oh, I got a good one. I got a good one.
Yeah.
Sinners.
I haven't seen that.
Hey, what is that?
It's
By Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, my mom just watched it. I
It's
have
about vampires. It has Michael B. Jordan in it. Apparently, it's amazing. I have not seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
It would probably be a 1 or 2 for me. You guys
But I mean,
know that.
vampires.
And Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
But
That's
one of
your
the
type.
vampires is Haley Steinfeld. I mean,
What's the
you can suck my blood.
what's the Dracula movie we talked about before? Not Dracula.
Interview with the Vampire?
Yeah, that's.
Oh, that's a 1. They're so pretty.
Mm.
You guys, I've told you, I'm not afraid of anything.
I know. We're talking about Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt, like in their prime.
No. And Antonio Banderas in his prime.
He was in that movie?
He was in that.
He was the interviewer?
No, he was the
he
with the
in
long.
one of the lovers.
Oh, I don't remember, dude.
He was in a lot of vampire movies. Was it Dusk Till Dawn?
He could
From Dusk
have
Till
for a
Dawn.
vampire.
I'm trying to remember. I know Salma Hayek was in that one.
Just sizzling in there.
I mean-
Mexican Barbie.
It's absolutely hot in that
She's just
movie,
a goddess. Period.
dude.
Oh, alien dating app.
So if aliens landed, what's one Earth thing you'd show them to convince them not to wipe us out?
Chicago food.
Mickey Mouse.
I'm sorry. You win them over with food. You're like, come on, get some Italian beef, some hot dogs, some cheese fries, get some Portillo's downtown.
I mean, I'd bring them to Puerto Rico. It's beautiful. Good food, pretty women, pretty men, good music, but apparently they're supposedly already there in El Yunque.
Apparently, so you can't
Apparently.
go there. Yeah, but, yeah.
Mickey Mouse, dude. I would show them
Disney World?
Mickey. No,
Disney.
not Disney, because I don't want them to see the capitalist,
Oh, yes.
the capitalist structure that is Disney. I mean, Disney. Don't get me wrong. I fucking love Disney, and I hate that I'm a cog in this machine too.
Oh no!
But Mickey Mouse, come on.
He's sweet.
We gotta show them Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves Mickey Mouse. Everybody smiles when they see Mickey Mouse. When you hear his voice, it's top tier. It's like happiness right there. I mean, if Mr. Rogers was still alive, I'd probably show them Mr. Rogers. But like Mickey Mouse,
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
substitute.
All right, spiritual red flags. Quick rapid fire.
Oh god.
Dreams with shadows.
Shadows, okay, there's old legends of elementals, of shadows, dark shadows from ancient earth. I would say run, ignore, do not interact. Too many things with these myths.
Yeah, light
Don't-
and shadow.
Yeah,
It's a big
no,
thing.
don't mess with any of that. Stay away, pretend you don't see it.
Janakis in the underworld, so the mischievous forest spirits, same with like duendes too, right?
Mhm.
All of that can lead travelers astray, kidnap souls.
Ignore them.
The entrance to
Right.
the realm is sometimes believed to be within a dried kapok tree, with victims experiencing memory lapse, suggesting a potential connection to the
That's why-
underworld.
You'll never see me in a forest. I'm so glad I have allergies. Seriously.
What happened to our camping trip?
Oh fuck no, girl, I don't camp.
God,
A candle flame going wild for no reason.
it's just wind. Meh.
I mean, I pay attention to that. I think it just depends on where I have the candle.
I think for me, just because I'm spiritually connected with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because you do a lot of candle work within Puerto Rico and ancestor altars, that often flickering or dancing flames can be interpreted as a sign of spiritual presence. So either your prayers are being answered, intentions are being acknowledged, they know you're there. Also, the flame movement makes a difference too. Like the direction or the type of movement can provide additional messages if you do a lot of candle work. It's like a dancing flame might
Oh, that's
suggest
good.
power. I have a really kind of quick story to tell. I was doing working with candles a couple, maybe 3-4 years ago, and I was putting my intention into the flame. The flame shot up and shattered the glass.
Oh my god, that is
super.
crazy.
My middle
Your middle
girl
child.
heard it, ran out of her room. I was like, "Mommy, what's going on?" I was like, "Oh, I'll tell you when you're bigger."
Aw.
Man.
Well, I eventually told her what happened. She's like, "Mommy, you're powerful." I was like, "I don't know."
That's so sad.
But yeah. So
I mean, I do
believe in
see-
that.
Yeah, same. I mean, when I put up my ofrenda and I see the flames kind of behaving differently, especially when it comes to my puppies that I lost. They definitely behave. They've always behaved differently when they were living. So when I saw the candles moving the way that they were, especially because we lost another family puppy last fall, and I didn't even get to say goodbye to her. So there was like a really terrible story with that. But either
Sorry.
way, I didn't get to say goodbye to her. I don't have anything really that belongs to her that I could contribute to the altar. But I was given like a little paw print, and it was just barely in that thing. I don't even know what it is, but and also my daughter keeps digging her nails in it because it's like a sensory thing, of course. So that's like the only thing I have, and I felt bad even taking it because it was the only thing my aunt and my mom had. But they're like, please take it, and I'm like, but I want like a shirt, one of her sweaters, her leash, something. But either way, between the two of them, the way that they used to behave so differently, like night and day. So I would watch when it came to lighting the candle to welcome our pets home. These two flames were were dancing so hilariously. One was super bouncy and peppy and like excited and to see me, and I'm like, and it was the one next to the dog that we just lost. Because I kept talking to her, like saying like how awful I felt that I didn't get to say goodbye to her, but I was ready to give her a second life in this house. And my other one was always such a stubborn little shit. But he was the lazy one. So this candle didn't move as much, but did say hello. But this one was like absolutely excited to see me. So it made me feel better that I didn't, really get a proper goodbye with her.
Love it.
So I love paying attention to stuff like that in places where they're intentional. So
Are you Stella?
With flames?
Mm-hmm.
Meh. Sorry, guys. I am not.
Wind.
I am not. I'm like, it's the wind. I know my spirit guides are giving up on me. They're like, this bitch is not paying attention to us. They're literally
but
putting signs in
I
front.
saw that balloon moving closer to you when we were talking about grief.
I'm like, it's just a balloon moving closer to
Your
me.
Buffy. It was your dad.
Talking about
Like, smack me, like pendeja, smack me, and then maybe I'll pay attention.
Oh, careful what you wish for.
Watch, you're
he'll
gonna
like
wake
that.
up out of your dreams tonight. I'm calling it.
Right.
I'm gonna smell pizza because that's my dad's favorite food. Oh, he ate was pizza. I'm gonna smell pizza in the middle of the night and be like, oh, dad,
Like,
come on.
pizza?
Yeah.
Just like that. Another cafecito or maybe a whole carafe. Or for me and Stella, we've had some daiquiris,
And pineapple. I mean, pina colada.
pina coladas,
I drink my Stanley of water.
and then Jen Stanley water. No judgment here. Hydration is important. Has been spilled on Liz and Mija. We're so glad you joined us for the laughs, the stories, the history, and the real talk. No matter where life takes you in between, know that you always have a seat at our table. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave us a review. It helps more mijas, mijos, and everyone in between find us because we're awesome and we love you. Until next time, cuídense, stay connected, stay hydrated. It's hot out there, and we can't wait to see you again soon. Nos vemos. Bye.
Love you.